Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for season 2 of Capes and Commentary. I'm Carlos Collects Comics. Welcome to my channel. Glad that you're here and joining us. For the couple people that are watching live right now, we've got more coming, I'm sure. Thanks for being here. Excited we're finally getting this back up and running for the fall semester. And got lots to go over tonight. A lot has gone on over the hiatus, and really looking forward to diving into it. Lots of cool stuff that's been going on in the comic community and comic adjacent community. Remember, we've got brand new shows that have come out, brand new movies that have come out, new announcements, casting announcements, project announcements, official cancellations. Lots to get through. We're going to try to get through as much of it as we can. We're also going to have some fun stuff, because this is always fun. It always brightens the day, especially when I've had the kind of day that I've had. Ripping bags, opening up blind bags. I've got one of Terminal number 1. I've been saving it for the past couple months, and then I've got a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 300, because that came out also during the hiatus, or right at the beginning of the hiatus, and so I've held on to those because it's always fun to open those up and check them out and see what's going on. Shout out to Emma Dudley for being here and hanging out with us. She was on the quick response and jumped in. Good evening, everyone. Happy National Potato Day. I didn't even know that was a thing, but she has got all the holidays. She's got a master list of all the holidays, and she's always going to let us know when there's one going on. Let's see. And she says, be sure to hit that like button and share this video with friends and family. Hey, yeah, take a minute. Share this video. Share it with somebody and say, hey, if you love comic books or pop culture, any of that good stuff, this is the place to be on Wednesday nights. New Comic Book Day at 9 p.m. Central. So we are here. We're glad that you're here, and we're going to go ahead and get things rolling. Real quick note that I'm actually not going to be showing off any books tonight, because they'll be going live in a reel short on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok later on tonight. So I'll be showing those off. In fact, you know what? I will go ahead and hold one of these and reveal it on the other channels. So make sure that you're also connected via Instagram, TikTok, and here, all at Cross Collects Comics. So make sure that you're following us there so you can see what I've been picking up. I've been dropping those as well as I've got a little bitty package right here. This is not getting opened on the show either. Instead, it's going to go live as a haul video, little haul short and reel and TikTok later on. Hey, let's go ahead and check this. I want you to check this little video out, and then we're going to go ahead and get into things because we've got a lot to cover.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Carlos, and I want to tell you about a very important way that you can help support the channel by becoming a channel member here on the Cross Collects Comics channel. We have 2 tiers of membership. The Man of Steel, which is priced at $4.99 per month, and what that gets you is exclusive access into the channel member only live stream, Carlos and Friends, which is on the 1st and 3rd Friday of every month. The other channel member tier that we have is the Dark Knight member tier. For $14.99 a month, actually gets you a quarterly care package picked out by me of books that are sent to you. It's the best kind of mystery box because it's shaped around the questionnaire that you answer to give me information. So please consider becoming a channel member here on the Cross Collects Comics channel. Thanks.
All right. Hey, so we just check that out in case you are interested in becoming a channel member. Got some cool stuff going on over there. Not going to delay that too much. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. All right. What's up, everybody? Good to see you hanging out. Mary Jimenez, good to see you. Joffrey Castro, glad that you're here. Silver Gold Eagles, thank you. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Yes. I got the crew backstage. Hey, let me go ahead and bring them out and let them say hello to everybody as we go ahead and get started. And then we're going to rip the first pack of the night, and then we're going to keep it going from there. All right, first up, here is, folks, the future Batman.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another season of Mr. Clicks.
Hey, man, you're too damn close to the camera, man.
Anyways, I've been busy, so we will get into it. We will get into what the future Batman has been so busy about.
Oh yeah, sure as hell ain't fixing up that messed up rack in the back.
Oh my gosh! All right, folks, because he can't keep his mouth quiet, here he is, Paul Comics.
Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Thank you, future Batman and Carlos, for having me on. I heard before I got here that Carlos doesn't have any books to show tonight, but I do. So I got a back to school sale that I went to.
Right, real quick, I'm going to cut in and interrupt him like he does to me. All right, I do have a stack, but I'm not going to show it.
Oh, right, what? One book?
It's going to be, yeah. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, appreciate it. I got a nice Grail book that I haven't posted on my IG, but I will after this show, and y'all will see the tease before I show off the makeup. Yep. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Are you going to show it? Are you going to show it now?
I'm ready for Doom.
When are you showing it?
Showing what?
The book. I thought you were going to show it off.
Whenever it's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, you're hyping up the crowd. I got you. All right, folks. Hey, so check this out. Lots going on. We're going to do a real quick lightning round of hey, what did we pick up while the guys are getting their books ready. And guys, I do need you to limit it because remember, we got a lot to make it through. There's been a lot of things that have gone on. I'm going to go ahead and reveal. So this is Terminal number 1. This is the big talk of comicdom because it's Robert Kirkman, Joe Casey, one of the Kubert brothers, David Finch, I think also did some covers or something for it. Like, it's a lot of superstar heavyweights for a new Image book, and they had a blind bag for it. So this book has got like a massive print run already, but it's sold out all the way to the distributor level, and so it is. These blind bags are just like the newest thing. They're completely addictive, but you're going to see me open this live now. I've had pretty good luck with blind bags. You saw that we pulled, I think, like 5 ROM number 1s from the mask blind bags. but we're going to see how we do on this. I'm going to also make sure and cut the back so that it doesn't, so it's not that hard to open it. But to be honest, I haven't been tracking this one as much. I don't know how it's doing in the aftermarket. All right, here we are. So terminal number, and Paul, of course, has read Terminal to date because he is an avid comic book reader. All right, he loves to read the comic books that he buys.
Yeah.
All right, let me keep snipping on this because this is not opening, or it's not coming out easily.
Just cut the whole book.
I know, I thought of that too. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Future Batman.
So I have no idea. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing or what this is. All right, Paul, you see that?
What is that? Oh, okay. You got the
What is this?
I have no idea. It looks like a
comic book. Okay. Oh no, it says them on it has them all on the back.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this is the Cover G foil. It's the Frank Miller and Alex Sinclair foil for Terminal number 1. That's kind of cool. I don't know if that's. It doesn't say if there's any that are. Oh, there were some chromium ones, which I'm guessing are like the big ones, the big pulls. I don't know. This is not bad. It's a foil. It's Frank Miller.
Future Batman got all those, right?
All right. I don't know. I don't know what all he pulled. Okay, this is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to reading it, checking it out. I don't know. It looks like the break made Paul older. No, man, we lost our Just for Men sponsorship. So it is what it is. It's life be like that sometimes. It definitely be like that. All right. So here we go. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving. That's the one book that I'll show off. And then, Paul, let's go over to, let's see, Jen, are you ready? You ready to rock?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. So, Paul, it looks like you're going to be up first. You ready?
What?
All right.
Jen couldn't get his one book ready?
No, he's ready. He's ready. He's got some books. I want to see what you've got though.
So I'm going to show off my new comic books, then the cell, and then my big book. All right. We'll go through these really quick because I know Jen's got his one book he's ready for. Thor 800. This is a Lobos wraparound cover. I told Carlos about this earlier. I didn't even know, but
I didn't know either. When is it? What run is that? Who wrote that run? Which run was that?
This is the new one.
Oh, the new one. Okay.
Yeah. So it's Thor 14, but 800 Legacy, but beautiful Pablo Villalobos cover.
That is a nice cover. A wraparound and that. All that.
You don't do too many of those guys. Here's another book that was really cool. X-Men 34, 1 in 25, The Beautiful Gambit.
Who did that one?
Like a, what's his name? Gonzo.
Gonzo.
Yeah. All right, I got some of these. These are reorders. For him.
Okay. Are the second prints or what?
No, these are first design variant.
Oh, okay.
That he used to do.
Yeah, I remember. Man, they've done so many design variants.
So I got some nice Catwoman. He's like, but trying to rob money. It's like bank. This one's really cool. Batwoman number 6.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I got a couple of these. Beautiful, nice.
Who's that on the cover?
I
Is that a
don't
new
know.
villain?
Batwoman in disguise. It looks like.
Batwoman in disguise.
And Scotty Young, Predator, Planet of the Apes.
Oh, nice.
Got a young cover. This is the reorders for Karen Andrews. Absolute Batman, the Clayface Karen Andrews cover. I got some beautiful Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 36.
Very nice.
Woman cover. I don't know who this artist is, but I love the cover.
Oh, wow. What does it say on the barcode? Who is that? It's upside down.
Oh.
ACO. ACO. I don't know who that is. That's interesting. That's a really nice. I like that.
I like the cover, so I got a couple.
I like that a lot. I know. I like that a lot.
And they're sold out, so Emma can't help Carlos out.
There you go. That's. I knew it was coming.
Oh no, this is Dustin Gwynn.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice city cover. And this is Tim Bradstreet.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna be at Bedrock, so I know where that book's going. All right, this is the back to school sale. I got these books from the back to school sale. Yep. Amadeus Cho, the Nakayama. Like that cover. This one I grabbed first or second print, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and I got the first. I think the cartoon is coming out of this book. I picked those up.
No, that was the one based on the
cartoon, wasn't it?
On the cartoon, yeah.
Something's killing children in prison. Anytime I see them, prison cover.
Nice.
And these, I couldn't believe I found these, but always like these covers.
Oh yeah, those are really good ones to pick up. Those photo covers.
Photo cover, Anakin.
Excellent.
I think he's going to be in the Ahsoka second season.
Yes, yeah, he's back. He's back.
I think that's you got Samuel L. Jackson and Obi-Wan. I got that book. And this was back to school, so I had to let him know I was going back to school.
What the? Nice.
I like
those
these
are good
covers. I don't have.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with those.
And I don't know if anybody knows what this one is, but I got this book. Does anyone know in the chat what this book is?
Very nice. Love it.
Does anybody know in the chat what this is? Got that book. And last one, why not? John Byrne, goodness.
Nice.
Negative Space.
Yep. Negative Space before Negative Space was a thing.
So I got this book from my good buddy, Future Batman. I give him a hard time all the time, but gave me this book. And I got it signed. I gave him the better copy. He's like, whichever one, which he got a 9.8 on. So
who's signed it?
Who signed that one? Signed by Craig Kyle and Christopher Yost. They were at Fan Expo, I believe. Anyway, thank you to Future Batman, but your boy had to get the original.
Wait, so what was the one that? So the one that signed, was that also a first print or what?
No, this is the Turkish.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Yeah,
it's still the NYX, but in Turkish.
Nice.
Yeah, so I had to get the original NYX3 first Laura Kenyon, I think her name is.
Nice.
Until the third announcement, guys, I was gonna get Daphne to sign this book, but now since everything's changed, I'm gonna get. If y'all see my Instagram, y'all know I'm getting a few more of these signed. But yeah, this one's signed by Scott Snyder. I got this done at Fan Expo. Me and Future Batman and Carlos went. Actually, Future Batman told me to get it witnessed, but I didn't listen to him. I got another book. I got it authenticated, which I think is really nice. It makes it pop.
I love that. I love the JSA CGC label. Honestly, I like him better.
The book pop a little bit. But
yeah, I like him better actually than the.
Now this book is not going to Fan Expo. I'm going to be bringing some absolutes with me now.
Daphne's going to be upset. Awesome, man! That's a sweet haul.
Yep, second Power Girl, I think.
Yeah. Well, Tony Stank kind of was calling it.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Awesome. All right, folks. Hey, big shout out. Drop in the chat which of the books that Paul picked up that you think is the coolest one, or if you have any questions about the books. Those are really cool when you start getting into the foreign language variants.
Yeah,
awesome
thanks
stuff.
to Future Batman.
Future Batman is a stand-up guy and a fantastic friend.
That was my placeholder for the original. Hold on now.
Speaking of, let's go ahead and slide over into Future Batman's window and see what he's got to show off tonight.
Yeah, show off that half a book.
Paul.
So I'm sure that some of you guys know who this person is. So over our break, I've been working on this new press machine that I got for comics.
Oh yeah, you got the steamer.
And I ended up getting a press machine from my buddy Edwin, aka Strictly Comics. He was on Go Collects for like I guess being like one of the top guys for like pressing comics, and so he just started showing me some of his tricks. So this is my first comic that I actually ended up pressing.
Nice. You pressed that?
Okay.
Yeah, it was like taught me the ways, and so there were a lot of wrinkles in this comic.
Damn.
Yeah, it had a lot of wrinkles on there. It's signed by Tom
DeFalco.
Yeah, so we just chose one of the comics that I had, and I was like, he looked at this one, and he's like, "Didn't you get that signed at the signing for Tom DeFalco?" And I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, man, you could probably turn that into about a 9.6, 9.8. He's like, you can always aim at a 9.8. That doesn't mean you'll get one. But the corners were a lot more damaged than this. Mm-hmm. Same thing here. But this is my first book that I actually ended up pressing.
And you can press the signature, guys. You see that? You got the signature.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the crazy thing is, Paul trolls and stuff, but the pressing machine that I have, it has these amazing boards, and I
cut them.
Yeah, he cut them. So it's funny because Edwin tells me, he's like, "Hey, these boards, I needed boards," and Paul was there, and he was like, "Hey, can you cut?" So he brought his saw and he cut the boards down, and I looked at the boards on. These are nice boards.
You know what? What's funny? I did the first ones like really nice, like measuring, and then I did them on the fly, and he was like, "Just do them like that because they were way better than me measuring them."
Yeah, no, it came out good. So to be honest, that's my entire haul right there. I have more stuff, man, but I've been so busy. I haven't actually gotten things together to show you, just because of how busy I've been. But we will be talking about the news. I mean, that's why we're here, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about. That's that
is the important stuff right there. Because we got a lot to cover, like a lot. Mm-hmm. All right, so because a lot has gone on. All right, folks. Hey, let's dive into it real quick. Awesome books that the guys picked up. I'll do another
collector.
I'll do another blind bag. What's up, everybody? Good to see you, Mr. Collector, in the chat. Gordon Sisk, good to see you as well. Gordon. Thank you guys for dropping by and hanging out with us. All right, so here's the deal, guys. First up, I got on my. Now we touched on this before we went on hiatus. But I wanted to kind of recap it because the summer's over. The movie has now moved into streaming. We're not going to hit Masters of the Universe again, but we are going to touch base just real quick on Supergirl. Wanted to see if y'all had any additional thoughts you wanted to add about Supergirl, because it kind of continued to meander along, and it looks like it's I haven't seen the final streaming numbers, but it's on HBO Max now. It's available to watch, so the folks that did not get to see it in the theater can check it out. But I wanted to open up the floor to you guys to see if either of you had any additional thoughts or recollections or ideas about Supergirl before we move on to the next movie.
You're gonna go, Paul, or do you want me to go?
All right, I'll go. And then so my take on it, I like the movie. I know I've seen a lot of negative stuff about it. I don't agree with the actress, but when I watched it, I really liked the movie. It was something different. Like I said, I'm tired of the goody-goody Superman movies, but that's what you get with Superman. But their take on it, I liked the movie. I know it's going to get bashed on, but taking a different take of Superman, I don't know. Like I said, I like the movie. I don't have any problems with it. The actress, they could have changed it a little bit, but all in all, I like Jason Momoa in there.
Mm-hmm. But what was your favorite part about the movie? Like, what was the thing?
My favorite part was the villain's actually pretty smart and going to a planet that has kryptonite at one side and then back to the yellow. But you know, like I said, I've talked to a bunch of people, and being exposed to kryptonite that long, I think she would have been dead. They should have found her so many times. There was plots in the movie. No movie's perfect, but that's my favorite part was like the villains were actually pretty smart because she came over there ready to wreck shop, and then the thing turned and it was kryptonite. But then it went back to yellow, so I don't know why they were still on the planet, but
okay. All right, so cool. I like that. I like that. He's sticking by it. He's like, because remember before the break, Paul had come out and said, "Hey, I really enjoyed it. He liked it."
And also like they went pretty far with like me and Collector watched it for the premiere, and that scene where they kill the kid is like, whoa. We were like, this is they're not holding any punches. I was shocked. I was really shocked because it's like
not Superman.
Yeah, no, but it's like my whole dynamic changed when I saw that because I'm like, oh, this girl that's with Supergirl could die. But then I was like, she's too much of a big thing for Supergirl. And for her, I don't know, the ending kind of, me and Collector talked about the ending. I didn't really agree with it. But, I guess it was better her than the girl. So,
Bored.
Yeah, but Lobo being in there was actually really good. I like Jason Momoa's Lobo. That made the movie a little bit more for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. I'll let Jen go ahead, buddy.
All right, Jen, what you got?
Okay, so I had to go back and watch it twice. Okay, and here's why. I watched it. I watched it the first time late night. Yeah, I was trying to watch it.
Second time you like paused and.
Oh no, it wasn't that, Paul. It was I was trying to watch it late night. It hadn't gone on streaming yet. I found ways to watch it and got a good copy of it. And I was like, man, let me give this a chance. Went in there clear minded, and I liked the first 35, 40 something minutes into the movie. I think there's a few things. I think the pacing. Because I guess maybe just because I was really tired, I ended up dozing off the first time I watched it. I ended up falling asleep, and I just didn't feel good about it. I was like, man, like I should give it a chance. Let me go back and watch it again. Then I watched it the second time, and I agree with Paul. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie. He hyped it like crazy. He was like,
it's the greatest movie ever. Hold on now.
And I was like, wait a second, Paul. Let me go and first watch it. Okay, just calm down. So I went with the clear mind. I'm like, Paul likes it.
Greatest movie ever.
Carlos is in support of the DCU. Let's go and give this a chance. And then so I liked what they did because that's actually part of the story. So I actually went back because it kind of pissed me off a little bit because I was like, Kryptonite, son. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I went back and I started skimming through the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Dude, there's a green Kryptonite. You're right. I was like, holy crap. And then I started reading it a little bit. They actually took it, I don't want to say scene for scene, but they actually do take her into the cave. And she almost dies in the cave. And they did that. They did that in the movie. And
yeah, they did.
So I kind of tipped my hat to them. I was like, you know what? The director at least kind of, you know, the only thing was, so I know you like the villain. You're saying he's very intellectual and all that.
I mean, he ate the cereal. I mean, that threw everything off.
No,
what the hell are you eating the cereal?
My thing was, there's a lot of other characters that they could have chosen, right? And I guess maybe for a tier C or a tier D character, they're gonna go, hey, you know, we'll start low, and then we'll eventually start building on higher and stronger characters. So I'm assuming that's probably what they're gonna do is they'll introduce Krim, of the Yellow Hills, whatever he's called. They'll introduce him, and then eventually they'll introduce someone like Lesla Lar, right, which is like a scientist from Kandor. And you know, I always thought that Lesla Lar would have been a much stronger character to introduce because she's this crazy scientist who's obsessed with Supergirl, and she's like trying to make her life miserable on Kandor, and I thought that would have gone great with the human trafficking, the child trafficking thing that they were doing. Maybe even had her be the mastermind behind that, right? But then you'd be like changing the story, and I mean the story was already kind of changed because that wasn't really part of the story, the whole child kidnapping and all that. But overall, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was a super awesome movie. I didn't think.
Oh man, you just.
I didn't. No, but like I said, I went in there almost like not wanting to watch it. Remember, I told you that. Oh, I'm not going to get. I don't care about because I don't like the actress either. I thought they could have chosen a better actress, and I do agree with you. They could have chosen. But the thing is, it's not that she's not ugly or anything. It's just something about. She just reminds me of that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh yeah, the Warlock.
Yeah, she looks like Warlock's twin sister, you know?
Yeah.
She just has this, you know, she looks like she's been punched in the face a few times. I don't know, that's like her natural look. She just looks like, you know, and I was like, I don't know. But there were moments in the movie, right? Like when they explained you know, what her father was doing, you know, Zor-El, how he was trying to save that entire sector on their planet, like that little city, and they did a good job explaining how it got contaminated, because his technology indirectly kind of, you know, the aftermath created the kryptonite in the soil, and that's why everybody. So I mean, that whole thing was it was good. You know, I like that. Yeah, there was even a scene where even good old Jen here almost teared. You know, from when I was like, oh man, I feel bad for her and her family.
Wow.
But
that's why she was drinking a lot and all that.
but I did like that they every time there was a moment where there was like character growth, there would be like a flashback scene to why she is where she's at. And even the way she spoke about her cousin, you know, she's been avoiding him because he's this Boy Scout, right? But even when she's talking to other characters in the movie, she's like, there's something about Clark. He sees good in people. He's always seen good in people. He's a good person. And me, he hasn't gone through what I've gone through. Like, I saw my whole family die. Like, he didn't experience that. He was a baby when he was shot off into space.
Yeah, shot off into the.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that's pretty good writing, you know. It did a good job. And then even her introduction when she meets Clark, big smile on his face, like, you know, hi, I'm your cousin. My name is, Clark, this is Earth.
He
Welcome.
couldn't speak.
I'm like, you can't help but like his character, even though a lot of
He
people
didn't
don't like
speak
his
Kryptonian either. Remember, she was speaking to
but I agree with Paul. I thought Lobo had some really great moments. I think Jason Momoa should have been Lobo in the DCEU. I mean, I had said that like years ago that they should have casted him, and I think he even wanted to do it too. I think the three of us talked about it the other day that the original idea was for him to do that, but then they said, hey, let's just make you Aquaman, which just doesn't make any sense to me when you have a guy that's just perfect for the role.
Yeah,
he did a great job. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to give out the whole movie for those that haven't watched, but the movie is streaming. If you haven't watched it, I would give it I don't want to give it a low grade. I would give it a fair grade. I would give it about a 79. Okay, right, 79 out of 100. I'm not giving it a B, but I'm not giving it a really low. I'm giving it like it needs a little work here and there.
You don't need no work.
Still not a big fan of the actress. Maybe she'll grow on me, but I did enjoy a lot of things about the movie. Thought it wasn't bad. I felt they were really trying to bring people into the theaters to go support this movie. Unlike Superman, like I gave Superman like I think 8.5 or 9 or something. I can't remember what
I gave it a 1.
Okay, all right, Paul. But
all right. We got to go ahead and we got to move on, guys, because we were well into it. That was a really good analysis, though. I think y'all did a good job of kind of pulling out because the thing is like we don't want to always just pile on and dump on films. If there's some good to it. I'm looking forward to Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman sequel. It'll be Superman 2. But they're calling it's called Man of Tomorrow, which is one of Superman's kind of descriptive names.
Supergirl's gonna be great.
So okay, so jumping from that, we have to go to the next film that hit in theaters, which was, of course, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give kind of my thoughts on it, and then Carlos needs that. I missed what you were showing. What I'm supposed to need. All right, so I'm gonna give my take on it on Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So here, first off, the reason we ended up going to see it in the first place was because I had asked my daughters. I told them, I said, look, we can go to see one movie this summer. Which movie would y'all like to go see? And so they ended up saying, hey, we'd like to go see Spider-Man: Brand New Day. They're a big fan of the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Now, they've seen the other ones. Also, they've seen the Tobey Maguire films. They've seen the Andrew Garfield films. They really do like Andrew Garfield as well. But their favorite Spider-Man, the Spider-Man of their generation, is Tom Holland. And so they know him through the MCU. I've caught them up on all the movies and shown them those. So they picked that. I thought they might want to do Supergirl. I thought they might be also be interested in Masters of the Universe. But from the beginning, they said, no, this is what we want to go see. So we went to go watch it. I took the two of them, and it ended up being a phenomenal film. I thought it was very well done, and I thought it was really good to watch. For me, one of the big things that I enjoyed about it was the fact that Daniel Destin Cretton, the director, finally, I feel, got his due. In case you're not familiar with his history, he was brought into the MCU to direct the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings movie that came out several years ago. But it came out at a time when a lot of the MCU projects were just getting kind of blasted. It was also coming out of COVID, and the MCU was not functioning the way it should. Even though I felt like Shang-Chi was a really good movie, it got overlooked. It didn't do well at the box office, and it just kind of the idea of there being a sequel for it dissipated. It just went away. Even though I thought it was a quality film, I kind of classified it like Blue Beetle, a better film than the box office performed for.
Oh,
They were solid films. They were really good films, but they didn't get a big box office showing, so they didn't get sequels. And so seeing him, and then he had started work on a different film in the MCU, and then that got shelved. And then now, when him taking over the Spider-Man films and watching what he did with the character was very gratifying to get to see him really get his due. And now, obviously, with the smash success of the film, it's getting a lot of accolades, and he's getting a lot of accolades, and it's good to see that happening, because I think he is a talented filmmaker, and he seems, all the interviews I've watched of him are, he seems like a cool guy. Now, for the film itself, one of the things I enjoyed the most was that the first trilogy that we watched with the first Spider-Man trilogy in the MCU that we watched was all about Peter Parker going through high school and graduating high school and stepping out into the world. The neat thing about Brand New Day is where it picks up. He is a young adult. He's been out on his own for a few years now. He's doing his own thing. He's living his own life. He has become a young adult. And the thing I loved the most about this film was seeing how the Peter Parker character was evolved into being a young adult with the problems of a young adult. And he's not the gee whiz kid that he was in the earlier MCU. He's not Iron Boy. He's not like a sidekick to Tony anymore. Now he's off and doing his own thing. And I love that they evolved him. And they showed that kind of evolution into young adulthood through the addition of new powers. But we got to see his maturity grow and him become a voice of reason and a leader in the superhero community the way he is in the comic books. Because if you think about it, Spider-Man really is an example that a lot of other superheroes look to, not the same way that they do Captain America or Mr. Fantastic, but they look at him as a leader and an example nonetheless. And so seeing him stepping into that was really cool to watch. Of course, it was fantastic to see him alongside the Hulk, the Punisher, and, spoiler alert, the villain of the film. Loved all that, but I just thought seeing the evolution of the Peter Parker character it was really well done, and it was really well conveyed. So those are my thoughts on the film. I mean, obviously there's more to it about, what I thought about different parts. I know that I'm sure we'll get into the weeds with the conversation about the villain. We will go ahead and talk about it, because spoiler alert, it is Jean Grey. I'm sure everybody knows at this point, it is Jean Grey that is the villain of the film. So the X-Men, the mutants, are introduced through her. I'm sure we'll get into talking about that with the guys and about how she was introduced. Was she too evil? I've seen that critique online, but for me, as a Spider-Man film, it was fantastic. And showing setting up this next trilogy of Spider-Man films of, young adult Peter Parker, I think it does it so much better than even the Sam Raimi films did. I know some people are going to at me for that, but I think by having a whole trilogy for high school and not kind of rushing through it the way the Raimi films did, and then having now a second trilogy where it's him as a young adult, I think that really showcases the best parts of Spider-Man, which is what everybody's come to know and love. So, all right, I'm going to open it up for the guys to jump in and see what they think. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's a really good question. And I think there was a lot of critiques of the film that are valid, but for me, I still thought him being out on his own was fantastic. All right, so let's open it up and let's see what the guys here thought. Which of you guys wants to dive in first and jump onto Spider-Man Brand New Day?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can jump in.
Okay. It was good. I liked it. It was a good movie. It's probably not my favorite Spider-Man movie, but it's up
Thank
there.
you.
It's not. I still have Spider-Man 2 as my favorite of all time. That I don't think anything, no matter how much technology, AI, script writing, I don't. It doesn't matter who they direct. Get as a director or screenwriter for the next Spider-Man movies. It's very hard to make you feel the way you did when you saw Dr. Octopus climbing through the buildings and the way he kidnaps Aunt May and that whole scene with the just, why are you not telling me the truth anymore? Like, what's going on with you? Don't you care about me? Don't you love me? All that. And then the whole the fly and everything, and just the car going through the restaurant and him holding her, and I'm sorry, but nothing's gonna ever beat that. That was a pure Spider-Man movie. It had one villain, real villain.
Subway too, right?
It didn't need to take X-Men characters. It didn't need to take the Punisher. It didn't have to take all these extra characters to make a good movie. It was just a solid, good movie. And that's why a lot of people hold Spider-Man 2 so high, is because it's just a good storytelling, good character development based movie. And it's also based off of the comic book Spider-Man No More, right? It's that whole arc where he just gives up being Spider-Man because of the stress. Now back to this. I have it as a top 3. I do. I have it as maybe a top 4, because I really have a soft spot for the Amazing Spider-Man, and that fits somewhere between No Way Home and this movie. But I kind of like this movie a little bit more than Amazing. It's just that something about Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, because he would be like my favorite Spider-Man, even though his movies weren't great. But I think this movie was a solid movie, a solid entry. It focused, as I agree with Carlos, it focused on his adult, I guess, the beginning of like after high school, his adult life. And I think someone said, where does he get his money from? I'm pretty sure they didn't want to say it in the movies, but remember, he had slipped out of his mouth when he told the police officer, the detective, that he has tabs on all the flock cameras all over New York. So if he has tabs on all the, he probably knows, more than just, he probably knows how to get money. I'm not saying that Spider-Man's a thief or he's
exactly what you're saying.
What I'm saying is,
he's using the flock cameras illegally.
Man, that's one smart guy. I paid attention to small little Easter eggs that they dropped here and there. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Even the scene with the little Staten Island between him and Punisher, where they kept on the running joke, "I saved you." He goes, "No, and it's time for him to film." And I'm like, so that never happened in the comics, guys. For those that have actually read the comics, that's just a running joke. And I think the movie has a lot of heart. I enjoyed it. I gave it like an 8.5 out of a 10. I wouldn't give it any higher than that, but I wouldn't give it any lower than that. I think it has room to grow. Maybe if I watch it a few times, maybe it'll jump up a little bit. What I didn't like is the whole note thing, like, Mary Jane finding the note or MJ finding the note, and oh, you're a nice guy, and this and that, and blah blah blah. I didn't care for all that. I know what they were trying to do with that, but I didn't care for it. I felt like I don't know if he purposely left it there, or because of stress, or just because of he wanted her to read it. But just the way that was executed, there like I said, it was a good scene, but I just didn't care for it, because we've seen this so many times, and even the other movies with why haven't you told me, and this and that, and with the Sam Raimi movies, when she's like, I knew you were Spider-Man, so it didn't really it didn't bother me either, but it's just it's a good entry movie. I feel like the movie doesn't really do anything. Like, if you didn't watch the movie, it's not like you're missing anything. But if you're a big Spider-Man fan and you want to watch the movie, it's like you get a lot out of it, because you see the character growth. I feel like the movie was the perfect character growth. So if you went back and you're like, man, I want to watch a really fun, edgy, you know, smart Spider-Man, you know, good writing, you know, this would be it. You know, and Spider-Man 2 also, you know, like I said, I have that as my number one. I have this as probably number three. People now, my number two would be No Way Home, right? With the 3 Spider-Mans and just the way that they did that, and just it was just you try taking 3 Spider-Mans and all those ideas and villains and try to not give each person screen time and then not make it a disaster, right? So I have that as like number 2. I was like, wow, that movie still, because I went back and I watched it and I was like, that scene with the 3 Spider-Mans and they're swinging and the music is playing in the background, and that's, you know, I'm like, man, this is good. And Aunt May dying, of course, tearjerker, the whole thing. It's Uncle Ben all over again. So I have that as my number 2. It would be between this and the Amazing Spider-Man as my 3 or 4. I would probably put this a little bit higher than Amazing, just because Amazing did having inconsistencies and bad CGI. But I enjoyed it. I also liked the little banter between him and the Punisher, where he said, "Hey,
are you saying the first Amazing Spider-Man or the?"
Oh no, not the terrible second with the Electro.
He's talking about the Doc Ock.
Okay,
yeah. I was saying I have Spider-Man 2 as in like Doc Ock as my number 1.
Right,
Okay. And then I have this or Amazing number 1, because that scene with him and the Lizard was almost equivalent to how he talked to Bruce Banner and dude, the Hulk, right? They finally gave us Savage Hulk, and I think that was something that people were really waiting for. Like I said, it was a good movie. I feel like it doesn't really bring anything to the table, but it also doesn't take anything away. It just it's just a character growth movie, and it was a very fun summer movie, and everyone should take their kids to go watch it. There wasn't anything in this movie that would be inappropriate, in my opinion. So it was a good movie. It was and I just this is the last thing I'm going to say, but that scene with the Punisher after he, you know, him shooting him or whatever, when he's in the hospital and he tells him, "You're exactly what I thought you'd look like." I think I don't think I've laughed as hard as I have, man. Just a little banter between them and Punisher trying to be Spider-Man and get out of there. Yeah, it was good stuff, man. It was good. It was a good feel movie. So
I'm gonna double down.
Awesome. All right, let's see what Paul's got to say.
All right, so if y'all know me, love these popcorn. So this is the Venom one, but this is the one I wanted, and this is actually bigger.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Oh, wow.
And look at that. If you watch the movie, you know what that is.
Oh.
So they actually
this was a pocket, or this was a popcorn bucket for this movie. Yep. I didn't even see that thing.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Had to get one, but yeah, if you watch the movie, you know what that is. But anyway, I'm gonna double down what Jim was saying. So I'm really hard on this movie because there was a lot of stuff I didn't like on there. I didn't like how Peter was a stalker to Mary Jane and Ned. I think that would be illegal in reality. But anyway, I'm gonna double down what he said before I get started. The Punisher made this movie. I loved Punisher in this movie. He kept bringing up Staten Island. If y'all seen that with the one shot, you know what he means. But anyway, Spider-Man saved him, so he kept rubbing that in. But anyway, double down what he said. The part that I lost it, I cracked up, was when Peter looked at him. He goes, "Are you crying?" Oh, I lost it.
Yeah,
I lost it there. He goes because he was when Peter was laughing, I was laughing with him. Yeah. He said, "You were crying, and that's all he kept saying, and that was so funny. You never seen Punisher like that. And the only other thing I didn't like was like Damage Control was the real villains because they were trying to get all they found a counterattack for Peter when he shot his webs, and the hand shot the weapon at him, and she was like, "See, they even did that for you. They have a counter for you." But then when he fully accepted being the mutation of the spider, then it was like there is nothing they could counter because he OD'd on his power, OP'd or whatever. So I thought that was really cool. The only thing that I agree with Jen was like, you didn't really have to introduce the mutants. We already knew they were here with Deadpool, Wolverine, making Jean. I can understand why Jean was upset and trying to go after Damage Control because they killed her sister. Well, she didn't find out till later what the vent meant. Because I really thought that was a real thing that they were trying to figure out, and it was just a vent 'cause she was in the room, and I guess she died there. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be in Doomsday. I think they're going to be waiting for him for Secret War. But yeah, I don't know. If Punisher wasn't in the if Punisher wasn't in this movie, I would have tanked this movie because I didn't really like the whole him trying to save the Ned and Mary Jane. It just didn't make sense to me. He lived a life without people knowing he was Spider-Man. The only other take I like was Hulk. Like Jen, I agree with him. We got the Savage Hulk, which I didn't want Professor Hulk. I thought he was lame. Savage Hulk that all day long, and he goes, "You need to leave because I can't control him." I was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I wanted." Now, I mean, Punisher shooting at Hulk.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man taking him on. Spider-Man taking him on. Come on now, yeah, he ain't gonna win. Yeah,
but you know, Paul, what the crazy thing is that the part where he tells the Hulk like he's like Dr. Banner. He tells the Hulk that he's like, Dr. Banner, I'm your friend. And then like the Hulk, just you see him, he's like, oh shit, like, yeah, you are my friend. What am I doing? That was a good scene, man. It was he took it, man. It's like that poster scene where Captain America is trying to block and Spider-Man's down and Hulk is smashing the shield, and he's like, Dr. Banner, I'm your friend. And it had such good moments. Like I said, it had good moments. And
oh no, I gave it to Punisher. Punisher made that movie. I mean, for the scene with him and Mary Jane coming, and he's setting the traps off. He's like, "Really, Frank?" He said, "You just came to my house uninvited. What did you think was gonna happen?" You know what I mean? Like, you didn't say, "Frank, I'm coming." You just showed up, and then he's mad because all the traps got set.
I think so. Y'all said a couple of things. Hey, as we start to bring this part to a close, there's a couple of things y'all said that I wanted to double back on, because I thought Jen, you did a really good job of kind of pointing out like that the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films, especially the first one. Now I like the second one for very little, but because it's Andrew Garfield again, and then because it's the death of Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think that was done so well.
They showed that when he saved Mary Jane too.
That I was gonna say that made him rescuing MJ
even
in
better,
No Way Home. Yeah, that made that movie.
Like I said, I don't shit on.
Yeah, I agree with Jen. Like when I sat down.
The thing about Andrew, real quick, the thing about Andrew Garfield is it's so difficult because he was so good, but he got shafted by, I think, really weak scripts. But he did so well with so little on the page. So every time I think about him, I'm like, oh, man, I wish I could rank those movies higher because I like him. But the movie around him, just felt wasn't it wasn't up to him, his level. Like he was here and the rest of the movie was all down here. I mean, and you know, look, great cast, some really, you know, good, like you said, good. The Lizard was a great villain,
Yeah,
and there was a lot of cool stuff
Lizard.
going on in it. But it just, you know, when you have films like, and I agree, like, you know, I have this one friend I've argued with for I think like 15 or 20 years about Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I acknowledge it is an excellent film. It's an excellent film. But I think I liked how all-inclusive Brand New Day was, if that makes sense. Because they found a way to make, I mean, because think about it, they threw a bunch of people in there, but it still flowed.
Yeah,
and it still had heart, you know. Yeah, so I mean, it's like the Spider-Man films are now becoming like a really good, like we could spend the whole episode just dissecting all the Spider-Man films, because now there's enough of them and they're different enough that we could really start to, you know, because no other films have been as big and strong a focus on just Spider-Man as the Raimi films, right? You know, because you know, everything after that, they're all trying to build cinematic universes, and so there's all this other, you know, like even the Amazing Spider-Man ones with the whole Sinister Six thing that they were trying to do, that just kind of was not really a thing, and they should have just left it alone. But anyway, okay, wrap us up on this one, because we still got more to go, and we've already been live.
I'm going to say is, I agree with Jen, and I know why he said Spider-Man 2. When I watched that Spider-Man with all of them, and they were introducing Andrew Garfield, then Tobey Maguire came out, or he was after that. The theater just sealed that he was the. I mean, they just went crazy. Like, Andrew got a little reception, but when Toby came out, that was it. The theater lost it. So I agree with Jen that he will always be the Spider-Man. But that's your fault, Spider-Man. Look, he got it for the. But he's messing up the heroes, guys.
You know, the crazy thing about Spider-Man 2, man, is it has moments just like this movie, right? Like they have a scene with
the subways.
Remember when he saves Aunt May because she hits Doc Ock in the head with the umbrella. And he lets her go, and then he saves Aunt May. He's like doing the flips, and you know, he catches her and he saves her, and then she's looking at him and she's like, "We sure showed him." She's like, "What do you mean we?" You know, he's just like, "You're my aunt, right? You can't seem to be like Aunt May."
I like the subway when he saves the subway, and then they
the subway scene.
They block him. They're like, "Oh, he's just a kid," and he's like, "You got to go through us to get Spider-Man." I thought that was
like I said, like this movie was really good. It was a feel good movie. You know, Nashali, she really enjoyed it a lot. So, you know, but you know, when she and I talked about it, she you know, she told me the same thing. She goes, "Hey, you know, there were some things that could have done a little bit better, but overall it would probably be in our top 3, top 4 also." So it was a good movie. But
okay. All right, folks, let's go ahead and let's bring it back over here to the studio real quick. Guys, after this, we're going to go ahead and get into X-Men casting, because at D23, we've had multiple casting stuff going on. We're going to hit the Ghost Rider casting. We're going to hit the Black Panther casting, and then we're going to hit the X-Men casting. I'm going to let you guys start to gather your thoughts. In the meantime, I've already started to not lose time. I've already cut this open. I haven't looked inside. We're breaking this blind bag for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 300th issue. Not sure what's in here. I'm trimming it away right now, so it's an easy pull. But if you like, blind bags are the big thing right now. So, and these, like I said, I've been holding on to these for I don't know how long. Okay. So all right. Oh. Okay. So this. Wait. This is backwards. Oh no. This is it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the 300th issue special.
What is that?
I don't know what the heck this is.
What is that? Shitara?
No, wait.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's the colored side, and then is that a new villain or
Oh
something?
no, this is a Virgin.
Oh, okay.
The Michael Dooney Virgin variant. Oh, okay, yeah, I was holding it backwards. I pulled it out backwards. Yeah. So this is the front cover. It's the Michael Dooney Virgin variant, which I don't know. I don't know what this is, or like if this is. I don't think it's anything, but it's. But yeah, this just busted out of the Ninja Turtles 300th special. All right, going to set that aside there. All right, and yeah, now we're going to go ahead and jump into casting. Okay, so if you were watching, we had two big conventions, two big fan events that happened over the hiatus. The first was San Diego Comic-Con. Lots of stuff went on there, but two of the big pieces of news that came out of San Diego Comic-Con was casting announcements for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The first of those was that Ryan Gosling, everybody's favorite Ken, has been announced to play Ghost Rider. He's going to play the lead in the new Ghost Rider film that is currently in pre-production. All right, and then the second big piece of casting was that David Johnson is going to be taking over the role of Black Panther. He's going to be T'Challa II, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
And he's going to be taking over the role of Black. So he'll be Black Panther. He'll be taking that over from Shuri. Big news on both fronts because people have asked for Ryan Gosling to play Ghost Rider or some other MCU character for a long, long time. Looks like Kevin Feige and the Marvel team have been hard at work. Their casting department, especially because those aren't the only big announcements that they made. They got another big name that they brought to the X-Men franchise, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Right now, I want to go ahead and chat. What did you think of what did you think, chat? And then also wanted to get from the panel, what do you guys think of first? Let's do the Johnny Blaze. I mean, not Johnny Blaze because we don't know that it's Johnny Blaze. But what did y'all think of Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider? And then we'll get into the David Johnson. All right, so guys, what are y'all's thoughts on Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider?
I'm actually happy about that because it's been I mean, we all kind of knew that it was gonna happen, so it's not like it's not shocking. So it's I remember when it did happen, I think the fun thing about it was to just like go to you guys and just be like, oh my god, Ryan Gosling, right? It's like everybody's best friend, right? So yeah, you were just so happy that he got casted. He is kind of a goofball, so I mean, you're right, it may not be Johnny Blaze, it could be like someone else, but I am kind of leaning towards Johnny Blaze only for one reason, that if they're doing the Secret Wars, even with Kevin Feige, remember what he said? He made an announcement also. He said that after Secret Wars, we're going to have these new characters, but we're not going back to phase 1. We're continuing. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess they're going to go phase 7, 8, 9. I don't know. We don't know yet, but what we do know is that he got casted, and I'm happy about it. So
nice. And let's go ahead and jump in, and let's see, Paul. What do you think, Paul?
All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what Jen. Give me what you got, man. But I just don't like the Ken guy. It's just not me. I mean, I can't see him. Yeah. I can't see him as my pick was Reacher. What's his name? Preacher.
Alan Richardson.
That was my pick for
Ghost Rider.
This guy right here. When they announced him, I got sick for a day. I was like, man, I'm glad that we're on hiatus.
Sick for a day
because it's just. Like I love the original Fall Guy.
Paul,
I love the original Fall Guy. I'm an '80s guy, so when he played Fall Guy, So now he's gonna play like the best character I wanted. I was like, oh.
Just watch the movie Drive.
If I was at San Diego Comic-Con, guys,
yeah, watch the movie Drive.
Kevin Feige would have heard me, man. I would have been irate.
Kevin, what?
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with the casting. I can't see Ken as Ghost Rider. I don't care which one it is. Just Kevin Feige, please stop while you're in.
So Paul, okay, so if you could choose,
He's
which one
exactly
would you? He's an amazing actor.
Yeah,
Reacher.
that's why I'm not worried. I'm not like
Reacher.
Look,
Oh,
yeah,
see,
he's a good actor. So
look at
it's-
that. That's Ken.
he's
Doesn't
perfect.
look like Ghost Rider.
just give him a shot, Paul. It's not like he's
no.
ugly like the Supergirl, or
I'm just
whatever.
glad we were on hiatus.
Oh man!
I'm glad
Wow.
we were on
Okay. All right.
hiatus.
All right. Calm down. Calm down.
or something, I
All
think
right.
we'll
I
do
just
all
wanna
right.
Hey,
say,
I
didn't
knew it.
cast
I knew it.
Neil
It's like I can't do it. Like
I didn't
If
cast
we
Neil-
let if we let you go long enough, I know I can get pretty much any outlandish thing out of you. So
Yeah, we'll get everybody.
All right.
we'll go to
Yeah,
we'll go to
okay,
Black
okay.
Panther.
and we haven't even gotten to lanterns yet.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I like
yeah.
Lanterns. I watched the first
Okay, no. Stop. Wait.
I mean, like, yeah, the
Hold it.
meeting and then
Hold it in. We're talking about Ryan Gosling
What's
as
so good, Paul?
Ghost Rider.
What's
Ryan
yeah,
Gosling as Ghost Rider.
I'm glad.
All right,
I thank you, Carl.
My take, real quick. I'm gonna mute you.
Oh.
Stop. All right. Here, real quick. My take on it. I think that the MCU, if it's going to continue, needed the shot in the arm that it got over these past two events, because I think people are more excited about it than they've been in a long time, and it's nice to see them sticking to more comic accurate and traditional casting for all the roles that they've cast thus far. Like nobody can quibble with any of the castings that they've done. I mean, yeah, people can say, "Oh, he's Ken." Ryan Gosling is a beast. If you want to see Ryan Gosling at his best, in one of his best performances ever, there's a little film that he did called the Ides of March, with George Clooney.
Mhm.
Go watch that movie. It's
it's
a
a
little,
fantastic
it's a small political thriller. It's fantastic. He's more than a pretty face. He's a fantastic actor, and I'm really excited that now the thing that I think is kind of neat is, are they going to go ahead and have him play the Danny Ketch version, which we've never seen on film? We've seen Johnny Blaze played by Nicolas Cage, and then we've seen Robbie Reyes played by the guy on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series,
Right.
but we've never seen Danny Ketch. So
And
I think it
he's
would be
kind of a
kinda
goofball.
cool.
And he's kind of a goofball. So he smiles a lot, and that's what I'm saying, that it can go either way, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not
I'm-
disappointed with that yet. I'm like, let's see what they do first before
Yeah, and I think now who did they announce the director for it? Did they announce the director for it?
No, not yet.
Hope not.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to it. I think, and here's the thing: I think that Ryan Gosling also is a big enough name that he functions as quality control, and that's a big thing that the MCU needs right now. What I mean by that is, when a big star signs onto a project like this, they get certain controls. Like, he's going to get a certain level of control because he's a big enough name. That's why the Blade film never came, because Mahershala Ali would not sign off on it, because they weren't getting the character right. They were messing around with Blade's daughter and life lessons and all this kind of stuff.
Bloodline.
And but the creative break on that is a star like Mahershala. He's a 2-time Academy Award winner.
Right.
So he gets script approval,
Well,
he gets
he had
director approval,
he had
and
the
it's the same for Ryan Gosling.
Right.
These guys that are big enough names, they get to say, "Hey, no, I'm not making this film. Go work on the script and get it right." So I think that's something that Marvel desperately needs right now, is to make sure that they have.
I agree with you
You
with
disagree?
Blade, because I picked him as Blade because I could see him as Blade, but no, not Ghost Rider. I don't agree with this at all.
I don't know. We'll see, man.
Because he's Ken. I mean,
yeah, you got to watch
Yeah.
that movie Drive, though. I mean,
I
he's
ain't
talking about
Yes,
Drive.
yeah. I mean, he's
Go
done
watch
so
Drive.
much by this
Drive
point.
is
Yeah.
Drive. He is Ghost Rider.
Well,
The things
even
that he doesn't Drive, that's like Ghost Rider shit. You
Yeah.
know, the
And
soundtrack
even-
for that movie is amazing. Kavinsky, I mean, with The Weeknd, before The Weeknd was The Weeknd, it was all underground music.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
if you couldn't give me that guy, you could give me the guy that played Chris Kyle. That would have been great, Ghost Rider.
I mean, there's a lot of choices, but I think the only reason they went with it is because I think it's like the same reason they went with Ryan Reynolds, because the fans are like, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's see how the fan reactions go with Deadpool. Because remember,
Yeah, but he leaked the thing, didn't he? And he blamed somebody else.
well, remember
Yeah,
the
that was part
comics
of it.
did it first,
All
right?
right.
Like, the
Hey, we got to
comics-
wrap it up. We got to keep moving, guys, because we got a lot. We still got more stuff to do. We're already at an hour and 15.
Okay, let's
It's
move on
10:30
to
Central.
Black Panther. Let's.
All right, so so Black Panther. All right, big news also. They did announce that David Johnson was taking over as Black Panther. Now remember, he's not playing T'Challa. He's playing the son of T'Challa that we saw at the end of Wakanda Forever. And you see Letitia Wright to the left and Winston Duke to the right. Ryan Coogler is back to make it. So it's going to be Black Panther 3. He's going to be the new Black Panther. Now, if he doesn't, if he looks familiar, it's because you've seen him in the new, he was in the latest Alien film
Right.
that came out. And then he also did, what was the other thing? I just had it right here. He's a growing name in Hollywood. So he was an up and comer. Now it's an interesting. I don't even know why I'm mentioning this, because it's kind of a almost like just a whatever thing. Was that some people are saying that Damson Idris, who is a little bit bigger name, got passed over for the role because he started dating Michael B. Jordan's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, but I mean, for whatever reason, I'm really glad that that David Johnson's the one doing it. The other one, because I think he's younger than Damson Idris, which is good. They needed to get somebody close enough. So here's the details. He is Prince T'Challa II, or Toussaint, the grown son of T'Challa and Nakia, introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever. The release date for Black Panther 3 is December 15th of 2028. And then Johnson, it was Alien Romulus was the name of the movie, the Alien movie. Another TV show, and then a show, I think it was a show called Industry. And then the big one that really kind of put him on the map was a film called The Long Walk. And that was an adaptation of a Stephen King novella,
Right.
About young men who have to go on a walk, and basically the last one walking is the survivor. All the rest are killed by soldiers, because that's how it's kind of like a very brutal early version of the Hunger Games, but for boys, for all guys. So interesting fact, David Johnson was one of those actors, and our new Cyclops was the other lead for that film. So both of the leads in that film, The Long Walk, which also starred Mark Hamill, both of them have come into the MCU as of this summer. So, interesting little thing. Yeah, The Long Walk. So that's kind of just a little bit about him. So guys, what are your thoughts on him, on the Black Panther thing?
I don't know, man. I think he's going to get a lot of hate. I mean, he hasn't received it yet, but you notice when they announced him, no one was cheering. No one was cheering, and if there were any cheers, they were very low, and there were more of like confusion. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't hate the idea. I think it's okay. I always thought that M'Baku should have been Black Panther, because he is Black Panther in the comic books, and then maybe get him to be kind of like the shadow you know, kind of like a figure that grows under his wing, and then maybe M'Baku dies and then gives him the, you know, something like that, you know. But I think when you force ideologies on fans that have already kind of held another actor dearest to them, I think it becomes harder for an audience to accept this new guy. It was like that with Rachel Dawes. It was like that with when they were replacing different Cyclopses, right? Like when they were talking about replacing Wolverine. You saw like how people react when you're trying to replace them. Even with Superman, you saw like how a lot of people didn't go watch the movie just because they didn't like him over Henry Cavill. So I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm not saying that the movie is already a fail before it even gets started. I just think I just think that we know where this is going if people already kind of have a selected mind already made up over this kid. And it's sad. I mean, it's just how a lot of the fans are. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I didn't really care for Alien Romulus, by the way. I thought the first like 45 minutes of that movie were okay, and then the next like 45 minutes or whatever it was that was left was like Alien Resurrection, which is a terrible movie, all over again, and I hated that.
Oh gosh.
So,
Okay. All right. Let's wrap. Let's move into it. Paul, you got anything to add about Black Panther?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say that I respect Kevin Feige for not recasting Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman, the GOAT in my book. I agree with Jen. I don't think that they should have I don't even know who this actor is. As soon as and I just want to thank Carlos for giving us time to a break, because I needed it with all the stuff that was going on. So when I saw that, I needed a day again, because I was like, who is this? Why Kevin Feige? You know, I kind of see when Jen said I didn't want M'Baku, but I wanted Killmonger to be.
Yeah, that's cool too. I mean,
no,
Killmonger was dead. What are you talking about?
He's talking about the multiverse, like the
Oh, God.
Yeah. There's a multiverse out there. See, Carlos don't, but I do it.
No. I'm gonna give my take. It's a hot take, and you're just gonna have to live with it.
But I agree with Jen. Either M'Baku or like I said, me Killmonger, or keep it Shuri. I mean, Shuri stayed Black Panther for a while. I mean, let the kid grow up and learn and have a dramatic thing to make him Black Panther. That way, I don't have to say no. But for him to say, he was like, I'm going to let my acting do the talking. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, Lord. So thank you, Carlos, for letting us have time off, because all this stuff that was going on, I needed it.
Oh my gosh!
Because MC,
right.
I don't know whatever you're
come on, we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. All right, real quick. Okay, so hot take. Here's the deal. I'm in the camp of, and I know that this is unpopular and people don't agree with it or whatever, but that's fine. All right, I'm of the camp that the role of T'Challa, Black Panther, should have been recast. What? Now, keep in mind, coming from me. All right, this is a big deal. All right, I'm not ashamed to admit for 1 second that when I found out that Chadwick Boseman had passed away, I cried. Now, I don't know this guy. I didn't know him. I'm not like friends with him, but like I cried, like ugly crying, because it was such a tragic story. He was such an amazing actor. He was a GOAT. He had played so many iconic roles, and he wasn't even 40 yet.
Yep.
And the guy, he was the next Denzel. He was huge. And he was so talented, and he was just getting started. Yep. And then the way people made fun of him when he appeared on like a live stream thing, and he was so emaciated, and people didn't know what it was from, and they were making jokes about him and stuff. But silently, on his own, he was fighting a battle against cancer.
Yep.
and he had lost all that weight from the chemotherapy and the treatments. I mean,
Yep.
it was such a sad and tragic thing. So that's where I'm coming from. I cried when he passed away, right?
Mhm.
And the fact that he kept it from everybody and suffered in silence, and he didn't come out and say it. You know, he kept it, and he was working towards getting ready to film again for the Black Panther 2. So he had kept it from like Kevin Feige and from Ryan Coogler and from everybody to do with Marvel Studios. He had kept it from all of them. He was just going through it himself, right? So that's, you know, coming from that place, I still think that he could have been revered, honored, and adored, right? However, I think that the role of T'Challa, of Black Panther, was such a culturally important role. And I don't mean culturally like black superhero. I mean culturally like T'Challa Black Panther is bigger. He's a bigger character, a bigger legacy than just one actor, right? Just like we've had multiple James Bonds, just like we've had multiple Batman, just like we've had multiple Superman actors to play those roles. I think the role was bigger, and I think that with time, it could have become a thing that would just keep going. Now, again, look, I'm not going to bash Ryan Coogler or Kevin Feige or anybody for recasting it. I'm not going to do that because I'm not the one in that role, and that's like the hardest thing in the world. And I still remember when the trailer for Black Panther 2 came out, I was crying. YouTubers all over were crying, reacting to it and watching it, and it was such an emotional thing because we were all connected to Chadwick Boseman, and so Black Panther 2, for all of its faults, it was really a grieving process for a whole fan base and for that whole crew and cast that worked on those films. Like the whole thing was the grieving process. And we as an audience got dragged into it. That's why it's not a pleasant watch. Not because, all these little, YouTubers want to fuss about different things and, make jokes about it and stuff, but it's because for the people who were fans of the first one and fans of Chadwick Boseman, we had to go through the grieving process through that movie. That's why it's an uncomfortable watch. That's why it's, I don't think, a popular movie, and that's why I don't think it's a great movie, because I think they tried, they were in the grieving process themselves as they're trying to make a movie that had to become about the grieving process because everybody was taken off guard by it, right? It happened so fast for everybody that was just everybody was left in shock about it. So, but even all that said, I think they did the best they could with what they had in an impossible situation. I'm looking forward to having a more like a traditional, like T'Challa-esque character in the role. I'm glad that they're bringing it back over to this. Is it going to be the same? No. Because Chadwick Boseman, let's be honest, he was a once in a generation talent. And the guy was a once in a generation talent. All these other young black actors, he left impossible shoes to fill, and then he was tragically taken too soon. So they're always going to be compared to him when they take on a role that he had. So I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to measure up, but I'm willing to go watch it and like it, and I'm glad that it's more of a traditional, like I said, T'Challa / Black Panther-esque character that's going to be taking over. Nothing against Shuri, but I anytime they do these legacy things, I'm not as big a fan as when it's the original character, the original way presented, because there's so many stories that can be told that way, and I know that was like the big thing to do because they've done it all the way since the comic books. The people talking about nowadays them doing, hey, they did it all the way back in the 90s with Batman during Nightfall, when Jean-Paul Vallée took over and was Batman for a while, and then while Batman was healing and after they had defeated Jean-Paul and he became Azrael, then who took over? Dick Grayson. He took over for the 12-issue Prodigal Son storyline. So switching characters out has been done for a long time, and that's fine. But I'm just glad that they're shifting back as far back as they can go. But I'm not going to hate on them for what happened with Chadwick Boseman, just because nobody could control that. It was out of everybody's control. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go watch the movie in theaters. My daughters love Black Panther, the original one. Like everybody else, Black Panther 2, it is what it is. But I want to go see the third one. I'm glad that they are at least shifting back as far back as they can. And yeah, I mean, I hope David Johnson does well. I hope he does well because I want the character to keep getting movies and to keep getting adventures. The character, not necessarily the actor or any of that. So just my take real quick on that. But hey, we got real big news to start talking about because as we hit the 90-minute mark
Thank you, Lewis.
Big deal. Lewis Comics, what's up, buddy? Oh, Team Paul. He dropped
super
chat. Thank you, Lewis, for doing that. We appreciate it. All right, folks. Okay, so hey, drop in the chat. What do you think of the casting news that's come out? What do you think of Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider? What do you think of David Johnson as Black Panther? And now here's the big one, or here's one of the big ones that we got to talk about. And we still haven't gotten to Lanterns yet, but I'm committed to getting to Lanterns because I know.
Man, Lanterns good, guys.
I want to see what Jen has to say about Lanterns. All right, and so there will be spoilers for that, folks. All right, so here's the deal on one of the other big pieces of casting news, arguably the biggest that we got over the hiatus was, and it just happened like a week ago or like last week, was the announcement of the new X-Men cast for the MCU. These guys are going to be premiering post Secret Wars, and they're going to be kind of bringing up the mutant saga. We know that there's going to be some stuff reworked at Secret Wars. We're waiting to see how that plays, what that does. We know in Doomsday, the original Fox X-Men are going to be appearing, but guess what? All those roles are being recast. Let's take a look at who we've got in those roles.
Doomsday, man. Wait.
All right. All right. So here I've got a couple of little montages of stuff that I found. Of course, Sadie Sink was revealed to be playing Jean Grey. We see her on the far left of your screen. Indy Navarrete from Obsession. She shot up, and she's done some other stuff too, but she is going to be playing Rogue. I forget the young lady that's playing
Emma Frost.
I need to get my list. Yeah, I need to get my list here real quick. Let's see.
I know JT's mad about Storm.
Oh, you know what? I haven't even heard that. All right. Okay. So Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. I thought she did fantastic. I think she's a great actress. My daughters are big fans of hers. So I'm really, I thought she did a good job with the role. Next up, Indy Navarrete is going to be playing Rogue. Then Samara Weaving is going to be playing Emma Frost. She certainly looks the part. Then next, we've got Maya Boyd is going to be playing Storm. And she's an interesting casting because
I actually like the casting. So
you what?
I like the casting. I do too. Theater, so I think
she's that's what I was going to say. She's really known for her theater. She doesn't have a lot of film stuff.
Well, it's the voice, right? You got to have the voice for Storm, and that's one thing they've failed at.
That's true. All right, so Kit Connor is going to be now. He's the other actor from The Long Walk. Kit Connor is playing Cyclops. Then we've got next is Christopher Abbott is playing Professor X, Professor Charles Xavier.
Nope.
And then last one is Adam Driver. This was the big news of D23. They landed Oscar winner Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister.
Wasn't he Kylo Ren?
He's going to be he was Kylo Ren. Yeah, he was Kylo Ren.
Lord.
All right, here's another look. We'll take a look at these guys real quick. Here's another look at them at the cast. All right, fellas. And yeah, hey, I want to hear y'all have at it, okay? What do you think? What do you think,
one
Jim?
thing that happened before they introduced them, right? So remember Charles Melton, who was supposed to be Beast,
Yeah.
dropped out. He actually opted out. He said, "I'm not doing it." Right? And
Oh,
yeah, Charles Melton. He was on what was that show? Riverdale. He was on like the Star.
yeah. I didn't know he had opted out.
Huh?
I didn't know he had opted out.
Yeah, I mean they made a huge deal about it before the because I remember at work, over at the sheriff's office, like we have other people that are just like nerds, just like us, and they were like, "Hey, did you hear Charles Milton like dropped out?" And I go, "Really? For what? Like, I mean, wasn't he supposed to be Beast?" And they're like, "Yeah, but he doesn't want to do it anymore."
Really?
So that's gonna be tomorrow for D23. And I'm like, oh yeah, because they're supposed to introduce him tomorrow as Beasts. So that was one of the biggest, I think, shockers too. So I think
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting because I wouldn't have mind him as Beast. He could have grown into the role, but I think the only person that I don't really like in this casting, only because I think you would really have to work on the accent, and we only know her for Obsession. I would say what's her name? You said Navarrete from Obsession.
It's Indy Navarrete.
So she did some other small roles. She lost weight, got the role for Nikki, and then did the Obsession movie, which I think is probably one of the best movies this year. Go watch it if you haven't. It's amazing. It's fantastic. I think because of her popularity, they're like, hey, let's just make her Rogue. In my humble opinion, I think they should have probably made her Shadowcat. I think with Rogue, you probably need a girl from Mississippi. You got to have that accent. Now, I mean, if they're gonna go the emo, the dark hair, X-Men Evolution look, it could possibly work. But I think she's the only one that I'm kind of like a little iffy about. Not saying that she can't do it. She's really pretty. So the two people that I am excited about are Samara Weaving, which is actually the niece of Agent Smith from the Matrix movies. That's his niece, Hugo Weaving. There we go. Hugo Weaving, that's his niece. So I think when I saw her face, I was like, man, she looks like that guy from, and then looked her up and I go, oh yeah, that's she came in that movie with Kevin Smith and his daughter. I can't remember, it was like that horror film or whatever. But anyways, I'm excited about her as Emma Frost. I think Kit Connor is going to do well. I think he's got a lot of acting chops, and I think Cyclops, hopefully they won't make him a bitch. All right. Yeah, that'll be my first curse word.
I don't think.
All right,
that's not happening. They're not going to do that because I think he's the central character.
Right, but remember, they've always made him whiny. They've always, every interpretation of Cyclops that they've introduced, young and whiny, young and inexperienced, not courageous, right? Died, right? Now you see him in this in the Secret Wars stuff that's coming, where you see him in his OG blue and yellow suit, which everybody's going crazy over that. I'm just hoping that whatever they do with him, that you make him that leader that they wrote in the comic books, where he fought next with his brother, he fought next with his son, his ex-wife, just generations from the Sentinels all the way down. So I'm just hoping that they do a good, they give Cyclops they give him justice. Now Sadie Sink, I think she'll be okay. Adam Driver, when they had originally announced, remember he tried to dupe everybody on when they announced him. Everybody, he said, he was like, hey, I'm Magneto. Everybody went crazy, right? They're like, oh my God, Magneto. And then he's like, well, I'm not Magneto. And they're like, no, you're Mr. He's like, oh, I'm going to be Nathaniel Essex, right? So Essex in Industries. So, of course, so everyone.
Nobody knew who that was. That was hilarious.
Right.
Nobody knew who
Right.
that was. The crowd at D23 was just like they had no idea who that.
Mr. Sinister.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That was hilarious.
If you know, you know, right? It's the perfect when people say, "Tell me you don't know anything about comic books," or "Tell me you don't."
Right. Yeah.
You don't read
tell
comics.
me. Yeah. Tell me you don't.
So
right.
When they announced him, I was like, okay, I mean, all right, that could kind of work. I don't think he's a bad casting, but I think you and I talked on the phone about this, and it's weird because it came true. And I remember you had said, whichever role he lands is gonna like live on in like in the movies. I just remember us having that conversation. Like, if he lands like Mr. Sinister, that's gonna be a character everyone's gonna gravitate towards. Like, that comic book right now is probably like $20, guys. Go buy it. $20-$30. Because once they announce him in the uniform and he
No, that both of his major first appearances have shot up in value.
Oh, no,
yeah,
I'm telling you, I just bought like a few of them like earlier this week for like $25-$30.
Wait, hang on. Which one are you talking about? His first cover appearance?
Yeah, like the X-Men.
Yes,
222 or 220. I'm sorry.
Yeah. People need to be grabbing that one.
Yeah,
people need to grab that because it's so plentiful and it's so cheap. No, you're right. I thought you were talking about the other one. The main first appearance.
First full appearance, because he's not on the cover. It's like Wolverine and Havoc, and that comic right now, like a near mint, newsstand, it's still at $25-$30. Like, I got notifications today on some of those from on eBay. It's like, hey, someone just sent you like 15-30% off on this book, and I already bought 3 copies. I don't need any more. So it's like, because I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for him to get. I already have a signed copy of that, but that's gonna be a book, man. That's gonna be a book that everyone's gonna be like gravitating towards. Like, oh man, I wish I'd bought it when it was that cheap or whatnot. So, but I think that's exciting. But the two that I'm really excited about, I'm like Weaving and Connor. I think those two I'm very excited about. I do like the Storm. I like Boyd as Storm. I think with her theater credentials, I think she'll do okay. And she's really pretty. She's really pretty. I think she can pull that hair off. I think that was another thing that I'm like, if you can get her in her OG 1990s white suit, oh man, you'll destroy it, man. You'll get everybody in that room to go nuts over that actress. But so far, I think, Lewis, Henry Cavill as Sabretooth. I think somebody said that would be a crazy 180 if they did that. Like, if they were to just grab him as Sabretooth. But I think they're supposed to introduce Henry Cavill in Doomsday, right, or Secret Wars as Wolverine, the Wolverine that's fighting the Hulk.
No, he's not gonna be Wolverine.
No,
he as a cameo. Yeah,
they've been talking about him being showing up in the in this Avengers movie or something. I don't know if he is or if he isn't, but they've been talking about him being in it as Wolverine. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But that's my take on that. I don't have anything really negative to say except for maybe the girl that they casted as Rogue, because I just see her more as Shadowcat. But I'll take it for what it is right now, man. We'll see. I'll throw.
Okay, so we got to keep it moving on real quick. Okay, so I'm going to jump in real quick just for my take on the casting. First thing, I wasn't complete. I'm not very familiar at all with a lot of these actors and the work that they've done, because some of them have pretty new They're pretty new. Sadie Sink obviously has been around for a while. Indy Navarrete has actually been around longer than Obsession. Remember, she was on Superman and Lois for the CW, and then she was also what was the other one that she was on? Let me see. She was 13 Reasons Why was a Netflix drama series, and she had a role in that one as well. So she's done some stuff. Yeah, it was a minor role, but she's done some stuff. So I think she's going to be fine. But they are going to have to work on her a little bit. Samara Weaving looks exactly like she should. I think if there was one that I would be just a little bit concerned about, it's the actress for Storm, Maya Boyd, mainly because she just doesn't have a lot of film experience. I think at this point, I'm trying to remember who. I think it's Jake Schreier is the director. He's going to need to really work with her and Indy to make sure that they can kind of bring it. But look, Kit Connor is a current It boy. At first, I thought his jawline was a little bit soft to be in the Cyclops visor. No, I'm serious. Because like if you look at him in The Long Walk, he totally does not. He just looks too schlubby. But I think the thing is, they know what they're doing with these castings, and if they're going to go ahead and lock these folks in for a long-term contract, because remember, the X-Men are going to be around for a while. So these folks are getting big contracts with 9 and 10 films locked in, because it's not just going to be the X-Men films. They're also going to be popping up in other different projects as well. I think Kit Connor dramatically can probably do it, but I just want him to get in really, really good shape, because remember, the eyes are covered, so you're just seeing the jawline. Christopher Abbott is a really interesting choice for Professor Xavier. I'm going to be watching some of his stuff over the next few weeks, over the next few months, to kind of get familiar with him. I don't know anything about him, but I do know he's got a pretty long body of work. So it's interesting because he's a lot younger than you would think.
Yeah, Carlos.
A lot of people were fan casting different characters, but he's a lot younger. And then lastly, Adam Driver, fantastic. He's an excellent actor. He always brings a certain type of intensity to his roles, and he can do all the different facets. So he does humor, hello, Saturday Night Live, and the what was it, the Undercover Boss Death Star edition. He can do everything. So he's a very versatile actor, and I'm just really excited to see how he's going to play Mr. Sinister, because we've never had a live action Mr. Sinister. So I'm looking forward to this, to seeing what they do as a cast. The big thing to remember about this is an ensemble piece. Yes, there will be a focal character, but it's an ensemble. That means, no one actor or actress is going to be carrying the major load of this film. It's going to be all of them sharing the spotlight. And I think that takes some of the pressure off of the ones that we're not quite sure about, like Maya Boyd. You know what? In an ensemble piece, she's probably going to do just fine. And the same for Indy Navarrete. Now here's the bigger thing. I'm really curious about some of the major X-Men characters that they did not announce, because there's a lot of them that have not been announced yet. Mm-hmm. What's happening with Mystique? What's happening with Magneto? What's happening with, like you said, Melton dropped out for Beast. Does that mean that Beast is not going to be a part of the X-Men?
No, he is.
He probably still is. Yeah, exactly. Who's going to end up playing some? Is Iceman going to show up? Is Angel going to show up? Are we going to get a new Wolverine? Because they're still talking about a new Wolverine making his appearance. And when and how does he pop in? Because remember, now that you've cast Sadie Sink and Kit Connor as Jean Grey and Cyclops, you're now locked into a much younger Wolverine. Otherwise, it's going to be really creepy. Because look at Sadie Sink. She looks like a teenager. So you're locking out a whole age bracket of people. Like even Taron Egerton, who's a favorite, he's probably too old.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, so I mean, like just look at the faces of the two ones in the love triangle. I mean, even here, Samara Weaving almost looks a little bit kind of suspect if they're going to show Emma Frost hooking up with Cyclops.
Well, they're the same age. I actually looked that up. They're about 20.
No, but look at their faces though. He's very baby faced. She looks much older and more mature.
Right. Hey, so here, I think they're gonna make him look more like this. Someone online made this right here. I just thought that was.
Hang on.
I just thought that was.
Really, wait, hang on. Let me see.
So somebody online made that right.
We're not. Let me look that up. Let me see. That's just so Kit Connor.
Yeah, I just Cyclops, and I just that. Him looking like that, I was like, okay, if they make him look like that, I think he's gonna win a lot of the fans. Like I said, Cyclops is one of my favorite characters on the X-Men, so I've always liked him just because of his backstory. If they can make him look like that, I think you'll get a lot of fans behind the actor. Like I said, just don't make him this weird, jealous boyfriend, because that's not what he's supposed to be. Remember, Psylocke has also tried to manipulate him and try to sleep with him also, and he's got a strong mind. And he, when he was with Jean, I mean, if you've read the Chris Claremont run, the guy is supposed to have a very strong mind. And he wins the trust of all the other X-Men. They don't trust him when he first shows up. He's kind of handed the
he just, Kit Connor, like I'm looking at him right now at all these pictures, and they're showing these workout pictures where he looks like
he's jacked.
Well, I know, but the thing is, he looks more like a Wolverine than he does a Cyclops.
Correct. I mean, he does, but he looks like a. He looks like a Conan O'Brien, that guy that has a show, but on steroids. Like I was looking at his hairstyle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, he looks kind of like Conan O'Brien. I'm like, but I don't mind him as Cyclops. I'm just hoping that whatever they decide to do with this cast and this movie going forward, they don't.
All right, Paul. I'm gonna come over to you next, but here I want because Jen, because you showed this, so I did find the image that you were talking about or that you were showing,
right?
And I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up real quick. Now, this, folks, this is not the caption for it says this is him, and this is the first look of him in the Cyclops suit. It's not. It's so check this out.
Look at that.
I could see that. Yeah. I could see that because look. Because they did something to the face, they put a face mask on the sides of it. So
right,
his jawline is not as big a deal here. I mean, yeah, here he looks good. All the pictures I'm looking at of him online, I think I don't know. He just looks kind of, I don't know. I as far as looking the part, but you know what? Again, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And hey, look, I want to hear what Paul has to say about the X-Men casting. So, Paul. Let's get your take on it.
So I agree. Yeah, I agree with Storm. I kind of wanted another actress, but I'll take that Storm. I like that Storm. Jean Grey, I like her. I've seen her in Spider-Man. She needs a little bit more work because her powers are more. I mean, I guess it morphed in Spider-Man, but yeah, I like that one. Emma Frost, I like. Mr. Sinister, I'm 50-50. Because I see Kylo Ren. Just don't see how he can be Sinister because Sinister's so.
You don't like the nose. Just tell us, Paul. You don't like his nose.
Stop.
All right. So.
All right. No, Paul. But Paul. Here's what. So really. So you don't think there's any way that you could view him as different than Kylo Ren? As like something different?
I'm going to give him a chance because he. Was he? Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm gonna give him a chance. Now, the ones I don't like, Rogue, no. I wanted Melissa O'Neill, and
Oh, okay.
Cyclops, no. I wanted Eric Winters, and Professor X, no. I just none of those three, no. Those are the only ones. Yeah.
Who did wait? Hang on. So who did you want for Professor X?
I didn't really have anybody I wanted, but when they casted him, yeah, because I don't know, he just doesn't. It just doesn't fit for me, Professor X. That guy.
Yeah, this guy. I'm going to tell you, man. Look, I agree with you about this guy. He was not on my radar at all about Professor X. I think.
Yeah, and I just want to thank Carlos for giving us a time to, because I needed a day too with this.
No, seriously, if I had if you had shown me a list of 50 actors and said, hey, who would you pick as Professor X? Never in a million years would I have picked this guy. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to prejudge him. I'm just saying this guy, like my radar was like this. This guy was like way out in left field. He wasn't even on the.
I know who you would have picked.
Point.
Yeah, I picked Melissa O'Neill for Rogue, and I picked Tim Winters for Cyclops. Yeah, that's who I want.
Carlos would have picked Jason Statham for Professor X.
No, he's too old.
No, you know what? He's too old. You know what? I actually like that. No, I actually like
Come
that.
on, X-Men.
He's getting older now, and then I could see him. He was in a wheelchair at one time. That's a good one. I like that one.
Hang on. No, I have something for you. I have something for you.
We go,
I have something for you.
It's like what Jim was saying, guys. Pick things up, man.
See,
Paul, I got something for you. No, from here on, okay, because Paul. Wait, no, who said I would pick Jason Statham?
I said you'd pick Jason.
That was you. Okay. Look, here. No,
I kind of like that one.
This is the new. No, this is the new. Oh no, it's too large. Let me hang on.
Jen, he's got you now, Jen.
Okay, hang on.
It's okay, man. I let him get me, but I just think it's funny. I will wait until I see more of the casting. Let's put it that way, because they're still missing a lot of the first class.
I think Kevin Feige said they're done. They're not going to do anything.
No, they're. Are they? Is that what Kevin Feige said, or are you just making that up? Because they're supposed to get Beast. They're supposed to get Beast.
But the guy canceled, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think that's why a lot of people were shocked, because he did it right before the D23.
Because I think they were trying to push him to. They were trying to push him to sign so they could announce him, and he just said no, I'm not going to do it.
I will say this: Spider-Man's doing really well. I think Doomsday is just going to annihilate it. People have been buying tickets. They've been sold out.
When I look at Charles Melton, I can't help the fact that he reminds me of Namor. Like, the more I look at him, I'm like, man, this guy actually looks like Namor.
What?
I can see that.
They already got a Namor.
Yeah, if you look at the Submariner, that's the way how he looks in the comic book. And I was like, why don't they ever, listen to your damn fans, Marvel. Some of your fans know what's going on. They know what's up.
I know, right? Then they gave us Mr. Fantastic only to kill him off. Like, what?
Actually, you're right. I remember when that entire theater went nuts when John Krasinski when he showed up, and
he should have been Mr. Fantastic.
He was too old. That's the problem. I'm not saying I wanted Pedro Pascal. I'm just saying
I'm tired of him. I'm already OD'd on him. He's in so many movies.
Yeah, everybody's been around too much. All right. Oh man,
I want to see what Carlos has got in store for us.
Well, you know what? I would have wanted the guy that played Flash in the cartoon. I mean, in the series, to be Cyclops.
Oh, you mean
Grant Gustin?
Yeah.
I
he
can't
bulks
see
up.
that at all.
I mean,
I
I
can see
think
it.
with Cyclops, you just gotta kind of have to bulk him up, right? So
I mean, you can bulk him up. He'll bulk up.
I think it's his voice too, his command presence.
Or the guy that played Green Arrow as Mr. Sinister.
Wait, what?
The guy
Who are
that
you
played
talking-
Green Arrow and
Stephen Amell?
yeah.
What
I
are
can see
you
him.
even talking about? Okay, never mind. All right, I can't find it, Jen. I can't find it. There's
Yeah.
it's a Jason Statham dancing gif.
Hasn't he been on a boat? I've been seeing stuff on Instagram when he's been on a
It's a
boat.
Jason Statham. Wait, hang on. Okay, do you want to see it, Jen?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
All right.
no, we ain't got time for that. We got
Oh man, like he's like, "Come on, X-Men, come on, X-Men,
Right.
come to the
come
man."
to me, my X-Men. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
All right, we ain't got time for that.
No.
That image of Wolverine said, "Are your memories coming back?
You know that he
Logan,
watches this show,
Get out
right?
of my head!" It's like,
You know he
"Get
watches
out of
this
my
show,
head,
you two.
Charles."
I was going to say
Oh, man.
Jason had nothing to do with
All
it.
right. Okay. So look, so we got to wrap it up. We hit the 2 hour mark. We hit the 2 hour
He's
mark.
goofing off.
That's right,
People are
Tony.
falling asleep
He is. He's gonna
watching.
have a lot of fun.
All right, last thing that we got to hit before we wrap up for the night. Lanterns premiered this past Sunday night
Yep.
on HBO Max. It is an 8-episode premiere series. It had been billed as the DC Universe meets True Detective.
Right.
And I've got to say that it actually did deliver on the True Detective elements. There was one major thing that happens at the end. We are going to talk about that. So, spoiler alert: if you have not watched the first episode of Lanterns, this is your warning to sign off and go watch it instead. You should have watched it by now. But we are going to go into spoilers. It's been like 5 days or whatever since, or no, 3 or 4 days since it premiered. So we are going to be talking about the spoiler at the ending, which is very interesting because they did tip their hand, but they were just not specific about it. So people thought other things were going on, but they did say that the Lanterns investigate a murder in the heartland of the United States. So one of the interesting things about this series is that there's a lot of time jumping. It establishes some history in James Gunn's version of the DC universe that we didn't know about it beforehand. It establishes that Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, was the first superhero to go public in the DC universe, because when we meet him in the 2016 segments of Lanterns, he's already been doing it for like 20 years at that point. Yeah. And so he jumps. We have a lot of time jumping going on. We're going to talk a little bit about that storytelling device. I think in some ways it works, in other ways it doesn't. But really, this episode served as really as a hook to get people to come back and watch the rest of it. Did it function that way for me? Yes. After watching the whole episode, I said, I want to see more, because even though I didn't like what happened at the end, I want to know more about it. And I've seen some interesting online theories. So at the very least, they've got people talking about it. People are talking about the series. There's some people that are very vocally annoyed by the series. And then there's some people that are like, okay, interesting direction. Let's see where this goes. And I'm in that camp right now. Even though I didn't like it, like what they did at the end, I'm interested in seeing where they take it. Is everything as it seems? Did they actually do what we think they did, or was it a storytelling hook to get us? And then there's going to be reveals later on. So all that being said, you've been warned about spoiler alerts, fellas. Let's jump into it so we can wrap up tonight's episode. Jen, being a huge Hal Jordan Green Lantern fan, I gotta have you talk first about what you thought. Have you seen it? Have you seen it yet?
So what I've been doing is, so I've heard the gist of what's going on with that show. I'm trying to keep the outside noise out. So what I've been doing is I'm gonna wait until October 3rd. I'm gonna try to binge the first 7 episodes. That's what I usually do with small shows like this. Shows that are like 8 episodes or whatever. I just pick a day where I'll just watch it with the wife. We'll put the kid, down for his nap, and we'll try to complete the episodes from like 8 o'clock until maybe 3 o'clock in the morning or something. Try to knock it out. We did that with Stranger Things, so I'm probably going to do it with this one. I do know what's going on with this. I like the mentor-mentee thing that they're doing with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. It's a little weird, only for one reason. Remember, I was telling you guys about the new 52 and the rebirth and all that stuff that happened with Jeff Johns' run with Green Lantern. Remember, Jeff Johns writes a whole history of Green Lantern and its universe, and Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are about the same age. So
yeah,
that's the only thing that kind of makes me go, like, he wouldn't be that old, or he wouldn't be like retired, or his ring wouldn't be like running out of power. So that stuff like is making me think like something else happened. And like I said, I don't want to spoil the whole show for myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stay away from it for a little bit and just like let it build up. And when it gets down to like October 3rd or 2nd, I'll just binge it. I'll just sit down, watch 4 episodes. And I guess when the show finishes, I guess we can talk about the whole show on its last episode and what we actually thought about it, rather than just judging it on episode 1. Because I know a lot of people do that. They'll watch episode 1 and then they'll get all pissant about it. Like, oh man, I don't like this. And I'm like, listen, man, a lot of people said that about Swamp Thing, remember? And then episode 3 came around and everybody was hooked on Swamp Thing. And then what happened? Swamp Thing got canceled by that season. And it was one of the best things that DC had put out at that time. And well, I feel like this might be one of those things where they're going to take their time to build this show up, and it might become like the next like CW Flash, as long as they don't just choose any, who to come in here and say, hey, you want to work on Lanterns? Have you read it? Oh no, I've never read a single comic book in my life. I'm just going to put whatever I want in this. No. If you're going to continue making the show, just follow the source material, and I think you'll please a lot of fans. Aside from that, I think my only other, and this is just nitty picking, so just just take this judgment or this opinion as for a grain of salt. But I don't like his suit. I think his suit looks like trash. It's not. It's like, this is green, right? But this is not even green enough, right? His suit needs to be green, okay? Give me a green suit. Like, I think that's another, that's, like I said, it's me, nitty picking. But like I said, it was probably green at one point, and he probably, fought and did all these things. But then again, if you know how that ring works, that suit should always be green, So it's not like. So there's just some things, and like I said, it's just nitty picking. We'll see. We'll see what happens, and then I'll talk to you guys about it more when I've actually binged through it and actually sat down and have a clear mindset on it, an unbiased opinion. And we'll talk about it in October, at least the whole show.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep an open mind with it. So.
Okay. So are you good with me talking about this?
Oh yeah,
for the
or go all out, because like I said, it's not going to affect me. I mean,
Yeah, Hal
Okay.
Jordan does.
So I want to.
it's
So
you
yeah.
know,
So
I've already
I
heard
want.
what, you know, I've heard a lot of stuff so
Okay.
far. So
So here's an interesting thing. I'll dive into it real quick, and then Paul, I want to get your take on it. Okay. So so we do jump through time, which I thought was interesting. It works in some ways. It doesn't work in other ways.
mhm.
Keep in mind that we've already established in the DC universe that Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner has a green power ring.
Right.
And he already had it as of a year before the final events of this film. So he had it. He had been using it for a while, so it's not like it was new to him. You know, he in Superman, he knew how to use the ring. He knew the powers, and he was working for Maxwell Lord, which was really kind of random. But he was a Green Lantern with a power ring. We're told in the series that there's only one Green Lantern at a time for the sector. So when we're introduced in 2016 to an adult John Stewart, because there's like a prologue scene with him as a little boy, but with John Stewart as in 2016 as an adult man. He gets with Hal Jordan. I guess they've been working together already. Hal Jordan is an older man and like his mentor, like Jen said, it is like a mentor and mentee situation. It's a lot like kind of Men in Black between Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith.
Mhm.
And so they, it's part of John Stewart's training, but not really training with the ring per se, because there's not a lot of like, okay, do this, do that. There's a lot of antagonism between them in their relationship, and then an event happens, a murder happens, or a killing happens, and Hal Jordan and John Stewart go to investigate it in this small town in the middle of, I think, Nebraska, and that's when the idea of aliens masquerading as people is introduced, and they have an encounter, and then they start. It's laying out the groundwork and laying out kind of what's going. It's laying out their kind of corner of the DC universe. The big kind of shocker, the thing that got everybody talking was that after the 2016 events have concluded for that episode, which involves them meeting a big money guy who's building like a private militia, and there's a lot of stuff going on there. After that, 10 years later in 2026, present day, we see John Stewart driving through the snow in a truck. No ring, no uniform. He arrives at the same football stadium that we saw earlier in 2016, but it's snowing. It's covered in snow. He meets up with a sheriff character that he had met already previously in 2016. But it's the two of them at night. It's snowing. They walk into the football stadium, and they see somebody sitting on the stands that the sheriff had already found. They walk up to it, and the person sitting in the stands is Hal Jordan. He has a bullet hole to the temple, or he has a bullet wound to the temple. He's dead. He's been sitting there for a while because he's covered in snow, and he's not wearing a ring. And then that's where the episode leaves off. Now, that's, I do encourage you, if you have any interest in it at all, go watch it. I've seen a couple of theories that, because we are established that the ring, or it is established earlier in the episode that the ring downloads a backup kind of consciousness version of the wearer every so often. So we know that there's going to be a holocron version of Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan showing up. That's established. So we're going to see that showing up at different points. And then, of course, with the flashbacks, we'll be jumping back and forth in time, I'm sure. So Kyle Chandler is going to be showing up. It's just the murder mystery that was teased. I personally thought it was going to be Alan Scott. I thought what had happened was that somebody was going to have killed Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern, because the promo text for the show said they're investigating the murder of Earth's first Green Lantern. I thought that was Alan Scott. I thought it was going to be them investigating his death, trying to find the killer, and then at the end of the season, Hal Jordan would die somehow, like in a confrontation, leaving John Stewart to handle the ring and to try to, and it would be leading into this bigger vision that James Gunn had for the DC universe. That's not what happened. The murder, the mystery that's going to be investigated, I guess, is the murder of Hal Jordan, and it's going to be just John Stewart investigating it. I guess without a ring, because he drives all that way in a truck. He's not wearing the ring. He doesn't have the ring when he looks at Hal Jordan's body. So I'm kind of wondering and then how does Nathan Fillion fit into that? What happens to Nathan Fillion after this show? Like, is something also going to happen to him? What are we? Where is this going? I feel like they've set some things up, and they really better pay off well, or else they're going to lose a lot more fans after Supergirl. That being said, the mood, the atmosphere, the tone, dead on for True Detective. They've got me hooked. There's another camp that thinks that the Hal Jordan that he found there was an alien masquerading as Hal Jordan, so that's who it is. I don't know. I could see it going either way with the list of people that are involved in this. Tom King, I don't know, his stuff can be divisive, and then Damon Lindelof, I still haven't forgiven him for Lost. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But Paul, I want to make sure and get your take on this, because it was an interesting way to kick off the series, and I do want to get you talking about it before we wrap up for the night. So, Paul, what you got?
All right, so I asked a few people at the comic shop, because I go help out on Tuesdays and maybe Saturdays, but I've asked some people, and a lot of people that are not really diehard comic fans love this show. A lot of people came up to me and said, "Wow, this is a great show. I'm locked in. Great chemistry between Hal and John Stewart." But I agree with Carlos, because the ending was kind of threw me off, because like I agree with him. I thought it was going to be like they said the first Green Lantern. So I agree with Carlos. I thought it was Alan Scott that got killed, or something to that nature. I figured when I saw the trailers, I thought them two are going to be doing the investigating.
Right. Yeah.
After the end, it's like, how are you going to put Stewart to do the investigating, and how is Al dead in his ring? Like, wouldn't they know where the ring's at? Or there's just a lot of questions I had, but this is me nitpicking. I really liked the series. I liked in the beginning the dad of Stewart. That was crazy. But I'm locked in to watch the second episode. But I agree with Carlos wholeheartedly. This thing took us to another. I like the guy that plays. Who's the one that plays the other Green Lantern?
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Great. I didn't like the Green Lantern and per se that character, but him playing it, I was like, yeah, you knocked it out of the park. I don't know what he's gonna play in this, like Carlos said, but yeah, I'm locked in. I'm gonna watch the second episode. I want to see where they're going with it. They did show like a trailer of the second episode, so it's kind of weird.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, they showed a trailer of the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to check that out then.
Man, that's heavy stuff right there, man. I actually didn't expect you guys to talk about the ending. Well, like the
Well, that's what I told you, man. I didn't want to give it away for you.
Well, no. So what I was talking about was like, I was definitely trying to figure out: are they going to include the Manhunters? What where are they going with this?
No,
they
mentioned
and all that, but then
they're gonna. No, check it out. So they've already in the promotional material they've mentioned the Manhunters.
Right.
They've talked about the full core, the Green Lantern core, and then they've talked about their bosses. You know,
okay. So I have a theory, guys.
Yeah.
From what you guys just said, and like I said, remember I said I went back and I read the Jeff Johns run. I think this is setting up Blackest Night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Setting up because remember Hal Jordan before he even around the time when Hal Jordan is the Spectre before he returned.
Yeah.
And he's like this spirit that's kind of like roaming around and he's kind of just watching over everyone. And I remember when he returns as Hal Jordan, everyone's just like shocked, like how is this even possible? Yeah, this could be setting up like Blackest Night. This could be setting up other events. Because remember, and you know, Paul said something just right now, and it makes me think that, you know, if they do this correctly, you know, John Stewart is a military man, right? Like he is a Marine strategist. He's like a Marine strategist, but he's also an architect. He has a very similar background to Kyle Rayner, who's like an artist and also like an architect himself, right? He like can physically draw things and with his and he can create weapons with his mind, and that's why his weapons are always different looking, right? But one thing that's always undermined with John Stewart is that they haven't really focused on his background, so that could be kind of a thing where why they're comparing the show to True Detective, you know, because that's the whole murder mystery thing, especially with the end of the first episode. You guys got me all kind of.
But you saying you think it's Blackest Night, so then you would have to put in.
I think, you know, I'm going to be honest. I think Blackest Night is too much of a deep dive.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Because here's the thing. James Gunn teased that his whole Gods and Monsters vision, of course, I mean, so much has changed. Right. He's dropped projects. He's created projects. I mean, where in the world did Clayface even come from? Like, why is like it looks cool, but why is that even happening? What is going on? Like, I feel like the DC universe is so far off script at this point that it, you know, that whatever. But I mean, I'm still going to go watch the stuff. I'm just kind of like I'm scratching my head, like, what is like, how is this all going to fit together? But that aside, well, the deal with like he teased in his first address about it, that it was all building towards what he considered the greatest DC comic story ever written. And I don't think that's Blackest Night. I mean, Blackest Night is cool.
Blackest Night was something that he's doing Kingdom Come, right? That's what he wants to do. Do you really think it's Kingdom Come?
I don't think so.
Remember, the whole reason behind Superman's S is Kingdom Come. He chose that S for a reason. So if he's saying the greatest story ever written in DC Comics, that would be Kingdom Come. Now, as for the show, I think what they're going to do is they're going to focus on how John Stewart gets his ring. Because if he is getting his ring, then he's getting his ring from Tamara Ray, right? Tamara Ree. And that's an alien, which is part of like the Manhunter stuff. Tamara Ree gives.
Yeah, okay, but that already like okay, like that's, and this, you need to go watch the episode. You need to watch it in real time with all this. Because Tomar Ray's appearance and Hal Jordan's story, that happens in like a super quick snippet of a conversation.
So he has a ring.
Yeah, no. Hal Jordan has the ring.
Oh,
Like we
that's
spend
Hal-
like
I'm talking
here's
about-
the thing. So there's 4 different time periods across 40 years that we cover in the first episode. We spend most of the time in 2016, which is when Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are working together. Like that's what it shows in the trailers.
Mhm.
But that's the majority of the time we see is the two of them together, where Hal Jordan has the ring. Jon Stewart does not have a ring, but he's like they're driving around in a classic car.
But remember how
and
Jordan gets his ring from Ben Sur, not Tamara.
yeah. Oh,
Tamara
yeah. You're right.
Tamara Ray,
He's saying about
who
Yeah,
Jon
but
Stewart-
I'm saying like
Jon
he's already
Stewart.
got this. He's already got the ring by the time we get to him in this. Like he's had the ring for 30 years.
who Jon Stewart.
Hal Jordan.
No, I'm not talking about
But-
John. I'm not talking about Hal Jordan. I'm
Yeah.
saying that I think this show is setting up to show you how Jon Stewart gets his ring, because he gets his ring from an alien called Tamara Ray.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying, and
Okay.
that links up with the Manhunters that good old Paul is talking about.
Yeah.
That also kind of foreshadows the Black Hand. Now they don't have to do the Blackest Night, but they can imply that, hey, if there's a zombie invasion and we bring the Blackest Rings and the Blackest Night, Hal Jordan is coming back. So they can do a lot of things with this show, man. I mean, if this is where they're starting it off at, like, you got me excited. Like, I mean, I didn't know that he died at the end of the first episode. I'm like, but that's getting me excited because I
Well-
just went back and read up on that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's still
I mean, to me, the thing that bothers me about it is that you're missing out. It's the same thing. They discard these old characters and you lose access to so many great stories.
Yeah.
Because like they're and it's not even like it's like, okay, let's introduce Parallax and show Hal Jordan becoming whatever. I mean, and I know, and there's a scene that's going to come up later on in the season where Hal Jordan is talking to Sinestro, and Sinestro's in a prison.
Oh
And
yeah.
Hal Jordan's talking to him, and he says, tell me what they're doing." He's like, "Tell me who he is," and he says, "He's my replacement." And that's like a big thing, is that, like on a deeper level, I like that it's about an older man struggling with the fact that he's being, that his replacement is literally riding around with him. Like, I get that now, being older and getting older, that's a thing that you start to kind of feel. So I get that, and I understand. I mean, honestly, I wish that the way they wrote the Hal Jordan character wasn't quite so obnoxious and juvenile, but maybe it's gonna, like, they're gonna smooth it out as it goes. And I think Kyle Chandler's enough of a solid enough actor to do something well with it. But I mean, like, again, it's so early. I like discussing it because, like, in real time, we're going to get to revealed to us what they're doing with the show, and it's intriguing. I don't know that they haven't proven at this point yet, like DC, that they can really execute other than Superman, because the first season of Peacemaker, James Gunn did that before he was the head of the studio. So since he's been the head of the studio, the only one that they've really, I feel, executed well was Superman. Because think about Peacemaker season 2, not very good. Creature Commandos, I didn't watch it. Superman was solid. Supergirl,
Hold on now.
couldn't
it
feel
wasn't received well. Okay.
I mean, I like it.
No, that's not what happened. It was received okay. It
It's the greatest movie ever.
it couldn't fill up the theaters.
Okay, so
Yes,
I got a
yeah,
question for
that's
Carlos. So
Yeah.
you said that about James Gunn. What do you think about? Because I've seen like I've watched and like how I agree with some of you're saying about James Gunn. What do you think about the Brave and the Bold and just having different Batmans?
I think he's in trouble right now.
You think so? Because somebody just said
because here's the problem. The Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves verse.
Yeah.
He was going to quietly end it, and then the Penguin hit, and the Penguin became this massive critical success.
Didn't they cancel season 2 though?
Yeah. Oh my god.
But see, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Look, he, you know, at the end of the day, these studios, like as much as they like to talk about whatever, at the end of the day, these studios are incredibly conservative, fiscally, financially. They're very conservative. They want and need a hit, right? They need these things to make money. Okay.
Didn't they cancel Catwoman and Penguin?
Yeah, no. Like what I'm saying is like the Matt Reeves verse kind of messed up James Gunn's completely zeroed out approach, right? And I think they've tried to kind of like, the problem is he's having to work around one existing Batman that's popular.
Mm.
So he's, he really like, because look, how is it going to look if he takes the most popular comic book character of all time, right? And there's a version of him existing, and then he introduces the DCEU version, and people immediately start comparing him to the Robert Pattinson version.
I mean, they're already doing that with Corn Sweat.
I know. So imagine that you're the head of the studio and both Batmen are under your watch right now, but then the one that you chose is less popular than the other. Like you basically have your own, like you have competition for you, like you're competing with yourself.
Yeah.
And people are already bashing him right now for the way things are going.
Yeah.
Man of Tomorrow better do really well. Like it better be really good.
Who was the other one that did the?
It's gotta fix that suit, man.
Who was the one that did it first?
They changed it, but I don't know if it's. I don't know, man.
Fit it on. I mean, the old Blue has been working out, man.
Was it Snyder? He got a ovation when he came up to the thing or something.
That was kind of crazy, man. The fact
got an ovation, right?
Well, like
somebody just. So what are your take, Carlos? That they put the Batman with the Superman, like Corn Sweat with the what's his name?
So is it true that that is Snyder? Because Snyder has said that he has pitched an idea to James Gunn about the Dark Knight.
No,
man. Look. I mean, look. Snyder had some cool stuff, but he just needs to let it go. He is like James Gunn has got his work cut out for him, and this is why I don't think he's going to be successful, because he's got Matt Reeves with a competing version of Batman, his most popular character. He's got Zack Snyder still hanging around the building asking, hey, can I make my Snyderverse? Hey guys, hey,
I mean, he's got a following. I ain't gonna lie.
He does have a following, but he just needs to let it go, and he just needs to move on. But it's like that guy. It's like the guy that. Oh God, here we go. It's like the guy in high school who had a pretty good playing record on the football team, but at 28 he's still talking about that and hanging on to it, and hey, can I go play the game with you guys? No, man. It's like, look, it's like you had a decent run. What happened. You gotta let it go.
I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying.
Still talking about how many years has it been since.
But he has a fan base. I mean, wasn't it the fans that got
matter.
the
It
Snyder?
doesn't matter. His time is.
Oh, look at
done.
that!
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I knew it. I knew you were a Snyder bro. I knew you were a Snyder bro. But that's
He's a Snyder
yeah,
bro.
man,
Yeah.
man,
Look, listen.
yeah,
Look. At the end of the at the end of the day, he's got to just let it go. Snyder's got to let it go. Reeves has got to figure it out and say, look, I'm going to wrap it up with part 2 and then we're done. And James Gunn has got to, like, I just don't think he's a strong enough leader. I think he's a decent filmmaker, but I don't think he's a strong enough leader to sit down with these guys and say, look, I need you to bow out. I need you to step away. So whether I fail or succeed, I need to fully put my vision out there. And I think, and he's just getting beat up left and right. Because think about it. He had the authority, and that was a big deal. And that's gone quietly, right? They canceled that. They scrapped it because they couldn't get the script right. Booster Gold. Why? I love Camille Nanjiani. Why? James Gunn? He had no, man. It's like, look, okay, whatever I'm not asking for a reason from him. I'm just saying, man, you had Chris Pratt interested. You had actual Booster Gold. Who cared if you think, oh, well, he's not different enough from Star-Lord? Who cares? That's the character. That's Booster Gold.
And not even him. They could have gotten an old boy from the Total Recall.
Yes.
Boosters.
No. You're talking about Running Man. Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell, before Hollywood figured out he was conservative, he was one of the hottest stars on the rise. Right? He would have been a perfect Booster Gold.
Oh yeah, you'd have been perfect.
And I mean, because you're talking about Pete Rose as a superhero, right? The sports star, gambling, the fall from grace, the struggle for redemption. He goes back in time, becomes a superhero. Fantastic character.
Yeah, because he's
great
not like
character.
He's not wanted in his universe or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like all the details and stuff. But like what I'm saying is like the core storyline, the redemption arc of that character. They could have done so much with it. Why did he go? And of all the people in the world that he could pick,
I think James Gunn's getting backlash because of all the stuff. Like if he would have just stayed the course and maybe kept a couple of actors, I think he'd be doing good. But he just wants his idea, and then I think he's getting kickback because a lot of fans are like, no, we don't want.
He's getting hammered, and now the problem
because you two love what's his name? Superman. What's his name?
Henry Cavill.
What are you talking
about? No,
about?
not Henry Cavill. I love Henry Cavill. Y'all love what's his name?
Oh, God. Okay, good. I thought you were being serious. Okay, come on.
I am being serious. I'm just saying he's getting.
I love Henry Cavill.
No, because you know we don't love all. Like, come on. The only one I love is Christopher Reeve. All right, but the rest are all solid. The rest are all solid. But look, listen. Here, the deal is that he's getting hammered by the fan base. He's getting hammered by Hollywood because the trades have turned on him, and they're having a feeding frenzy on him, right? Like Variety is not saying anything good about him right now. All right, same for Hollywood Reporter and Deadline. They're all attacking him, right? And now his boss, David Zaslav, is weighing in on it, saying, "Look, man, what's happening? This thing is unraveling. It's falling apart. And you promised that you had a big vision and that we were going to be able to do it. And now look, where are we at? What are we doing?" and I legitimately think that's what's happening, is that he is, and then you've got the sale of Warner Brothers happening in the background, and don't think that that's not a factor. So I think it's the problem with these two architects that they've had, right? James Gunn and Zack Snyder. The problem with them is they are better filmmakers than they are architects, right? Neither of them is as good an architect as Kevin Feige. And look, keep in mind, I don't think Kevin Feige's everything that people say he is.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a brilliant, guy. I think that the reason why the first 10 years of the MCU was so good was because he had that creative committee in New York that had control over him. I think as soon as those guys
they did more building of the characters and then brought them all together. He didn't just here's all the characters.
Yeah.
Here you go. This one's living in this universe. That one's there. That one's there.
The problem with the cinematic universes now is that none of them want to take 10 years to build the thing the right way.
I think
they're all trying.
The Kang idea messed everything up, I think.
Oh man, that's Marvel. Let's not even get started on Marvel right now. I think right now, just DC. The big thing with it is, I know that Lanterns needs to be really strong. Right now, I don't know how it's going to turn out.
I will say that the non-fans are really, from what I've seen over here, a lot of non-fans are liking this show. So maybe they
Lanterns? It's good, but I really want to see, and here's the thing. I think part of the problem is that non-fans, for people who are not longtime readers of comic books, they have the blessing, right, of not knowing all the great stories that are out there. So they're able to just accept it as it is and not compare it to comic stories. And I think that's a benefit. But I mean, all in all, look, I hope that it does well. I hope that it is really good, because I want the series to, I want the DC universe to keep going, because I want really good stories, and I want more and more stuff, and not just
Blue Beetle back.
You know what I think is going to happen?
He's going to be in the next Superman.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, he is. He is.
Yeah, I think I shared that on the chat in the group.
Yeah. You did.
Yeah, the thing is, I was so happy about that. I was like, Zolo. I was so happy. Oh man, I'm still so happy.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I saw the announcement. I'm thanking Carlos because I needed a day.
I hate to say this. I think Superman, Man of Tomorrow will do really well when it comes to the receiving. I think that people will love it, but again, it will not fill up seats. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to cut James Gunn after that movie, and it's kind of in the inevitable, right? Because it's like what you said about the Matt Reeves. You said all that stuff about the world building, all that. Even Clayface, I think Clayface, it may be a really good movie, but it won't fill up seats. People have given up on.
Well, but with Clayface, see, here's the thing: Clayface doesn't have to fill up seats. It's such a small film. It's such a small film that if even if it, 20 million, if it made 15 to 20 million on opening weekend, it would be considered a smash hit because it's such a small film. And the problem is, though, it's tied to Matt Reeves. So every time that a Matt Reeves project does really, really well, it automatically makes James Gunn look less competent. And that's gonna, I don't know. It's a weird dynamic, and I wouldn't envy James Gunn and having to deal with it for anything, because that's a really hard that's a hard situation to be in, because it's just that's a hard situation. All right, folks. Well, hey, if you're watching this, we have gone on now for 2 hours and 45 minutes. It is right up on midnight Central Time, so we have to go ahead and wrap it up. I didn't play it at the very beginning, but I want to make sure that we do it right now. Here is the intro for Capes and Commentary. Check this out. We'll be back in a second for our final thoughts and shout-outs.
Don't force me out of bed in your society. Don't push me down the road you've been
final thoughts and shout outs. First off to Jen, the future Batman.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed that intro. There are at least 3 people in that intro that are consistently on this show. Anyways,
Sorry, you probably don't even know who they are.
all right. have a good night.
God.
Like 3 out of 10.
Miss you. Weapon X, producer D, and anyways, it was a good show. I don't think I've had this much fun on a show in a while, man. I mean, we always have a good time, but tonight that extra hour really.
What are you talking about, man?
No, we always go like an
gosh.
hour and 20 minutes. We went over an extra hour. It's amazing. I loved it. I always have an amazing time, but never this much fun, man. It's like so much fun. Like, but I really enjoyed it tonight. But I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and until then, hopefully nothing crazy happens in the nerd world.
Awesome. All right, man. Let's take it over to Paul and see what he's got. Oh no. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Appreciate yeah, so I agree with Jen. There's like, was it 3 out of 10 on that intro, but yeah, appreciate it, everyone. And yeah, I don't know why Carlos says that. Every time when we go to hiatus and come back, I know we're gonna go for a while, but yeah, we need more of these. Had a great time on here, and yeah, I just want to thank Carlos for having given us time off, because all the stuff that was announced, I needed time to, to get back into action. If I had to be on here on a Wednesday after those announcements, I probably wouldn't have been, because I needed time, to clear my mind and what the hell. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. We're back on. So yeah, thank you, Carlos, for having us on, and yeah, great show. We'll see y'all next week.
Awesome. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for being here tonight and for joining us. I'm Carlos Collects Comics. That you have been watching Capes and Commentary on our special, oversized, almost 3-hour season premiere for season 2 of Capes and Commentary. Remember, we're here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. You can join us. Fridays, we'll be back 10 p.m. Central this week for Carlos and Friends, our members only live stream. Also got some really cool videos in the works, some new top 10 videos and some new other types of lore videos that I'm really excited about recording. I'm going to be dropping some really cool stuff coming up next month for Batman Day and Batman month. September is when Batman Day happens, so we'll be dropping some Batman centric stuff, including the first ever Batman top 10 video that I've ever done here on the channel. Like, in over 4 years, guys, I've never done a Batman video. But because Batman has so many different great comic books that I would want to put on the list, for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be doing top 10 lists by decades. So the first one to drop is going to be the top 10 Batman comics of the 1970s that you should consider adding to your comic collection. All that and much more coming up. Make sure to take care. We will see y'all next week. For those who are channel members, to see you on Friday night. Looking forward to it. Everybody, y'all take care, and we'll see you here one more time, folks. For Jen, here it is.
It goes, right. Come on, guys. Come to the X-Mansion.
All right, folks. We'll see you later.